Hello, good morning and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we're on Love 99.5 in Kumasi and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Bettering FM, Bumpurugu, Clenham Radio Bato, Gaskia FM Teshie and Radio Wawa. Get radio, TV and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, 2 off-duty policemen shot and killed by unknown gunmen at East Tresako here in Accra. Details as police says it is on a manhunt for the men who fled on a motorbike. Also, Attorney General defends its advice to Yoko, blaming the special prosecutor for failing to provide enough evidence to back a money laundering case filed against former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapa.
The special prosecutor was written to by Yoko in February, asking for further particulars relating to the investigation that he conducted. To date, the special prosecutor has not furnished Yoko with any findings.
In business,
more business is set to move out of the country and cut down workforce as they struggle to deal with current economic challenges.
And later, the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council racing against time to salvage what's left of the Tema Sakonuano Ramsar site as the rainy season sets in.
You can only have ownership of a land when you have a title to it. As we speak now, I challenge all of them to produce one title as ownership of this land.
These are more with me, Mami Sinyamiche Thompson. Stay for details. This morning, 2 off-duty policemen have been shot and killed by unknown gunmen at East Tresako here in Accra. The incident happened Thursday evening. Police says it is on a manhunt for the men who fled on a motorbike. Maxwell Agbagba of our security desk joins me with details. Maxwell, what do we know?
So, details of the killing remain sketchy. Hopefully later we get to hear more about the circumstances surrounding the killing. But from a statement released by the Ghana Police Service, it said the 2 off-duty policemen were sitting in front of their private residence at Block Factory, East Tresako, Accra on Thursday, 2nd May 2024 at about 6 p.m. Now, the gunmen did not take anything from the victims and sped off on a motorbike. Police says an intelligence-led operation to get the suspects arrested is currently ongoing. Now, the Ghana Police there are a lot of concerns about, especially coming on the back of the killing of a soldier. Just 24 hours later, we had, this incident, and a lot of people are expressing concern about that on social media.
Thank you, Maxwell Agbagba. Now, the Attorney General, Godfrey Abuadami, has defended his decision to advise the Economic and Organised Crime Office to discontinue a money laundering suit filed against former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapa. The AG, upon scrutiny of the case, said the OSP's refusal or referral to Yoko for investigations to be conducted into money laundering was without basis, responding to criticism from anti-corruption campaigners who feel the case should not have been dropped. Godfrey Abuadami blamed the special prosecutor for failing to provide evidence to back the case.
To date, the special prosecutor has not furnished Yoko with any findings on the investigations. And I think it's also instructive again to remember, in the press release of the special prosecutor, he alluded to 7 months of extensive investigations by the OSP and a prior inquiry by the Federal Bureau of Investigations. The question the media ought to find out is whether indeed there has been a publication of any report by the special prosecutor on the alleged prior inquiry he conducted with the FBI.
Well, former President John Mahama has promised to reopen investigations into the scandal if he is re-elected president. But Attorney General Godfrey Abuadami says the posture of the former president shows he lacks understanding about the issue.
So the special prosecutor himself has come to the conclusion that there's no wrongdoing, there's no evidence of corruption. And that is why I find the manner in which the former president has waded into the issue very much unhelpful to the discourse. And I'm not surprised at all. I think he's just clearly on this very, with all respect to him, very cheap and desperate effort at all. So indeed, if he identifies something, then he wades into it, or I'll fix it.
But in a swift rebuttal, special aide to the former president, Joyce Bauer, says the OSP is clearly being frustrated in his efforts to fight corruption.
I think that is very rich coming from the Honorable Attorney General. And let me state without any fear of equivocation that this letter is actually scandalizing. It literally offends in every way the fight against corruption. It speaks to the fact that Akufo-Addo, Bawumia, and the whole lot of them have absolutely no interest whatsoever in fighting corruption.
And you had special aid to the former President Joyce Mukhtar. Now, calls have intensified for the arrest and prosecution of MP for Kwadaso Kingsley Nyako, who admitted to giving money to the Electoral Commission staff in the middle of an election duty. The two officers have since been withdrawn, but there has been no word on Mr. Nyako. Programs manager at the CDD, Paul Mensah Brampa, believes action is required.
All the criminal investigation institutions, including Office of the Special Prosecutor, everybody to be interested in this case. I spoke to a friend who was contesting in the just ended MPP primaries, and he said his campaign team projected an amount of 1 million Ghana cedis to support his campaign, and we need to take action. And it will get to a point that, my brother Evans, you and I cannot contest any position in the country.
Well, also reacting to this is Adam Senano of the Citizens Movement and Alhaji Inusa Fuseni, former chairman of Parliament's Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee.
Doesn't the Electoral Commission already have those logistics in place? Doesn't he know that public officers discharging their duties should be left to be neutral and objective? This explanation does not hold water. He should have been picked up long ago, questioned, and evidence taken if he has influenced other people as well.
Is corrupting that public officer in the discharge of his duties. And in this particular case, if the police is minded to limit it to a public election, that will be contrary to Section 1, the new Section 1 of Section 256 of Act 1034.
However, governors expect Professor Bafo Ajimandua has dismissed calls for the prosecution of the Kwadaso MP, Professor Kingsley Nyako. He spoke to Raymond Akwa on upfront.
So if I were that person, I would have been more circumspect in going public to release that envelope to the electoral officer. And in my own mind too, frankly, it's much ado about nothing. You see, because the response we are getting already tells you where it's going to go. Unless the Electoral Commission has direct rules against politicians and others giving land to people. Otherwise, I don't know what they're going to do with that.
Away from that, the Greater Accra Coordinating Council is racing against time to salvage what's left of the Tema Sakomono Ramsar site. The site acts as a water basin holding thousands of gallons of water and a bridge against flooding. Despite warnings from the former Regional Minister Henry Korte for all construction works in the core zone to cease, it appears hundreds of new structures have sprung up directly in the waterway with the help of faceless individuals. The Regional Minister designate told the area to avert an impending national disaster. Michael Ashali reports.
In 2022, Henry Korte, the former head of the Greater Accra Regional Security Council, vowed to restore the integrity of the heavily encroached Tema Sakomono Ramsar site.
But certainly I can say that some houses will go down to make way for a new core.
2 years later, the encroachment continues unabated, much to the surprise of the new head of the Security Council, Daniel Nikwate Titus Glover.
See right here, this is just not right. This is just not right. Look at that.
Ramsar sites also serve as holding bays for thousands of gallons of rainwater from the adjoining communities. But soon, it may not be able to play these functions.
There was one gentleman, the first gentleman, who categorically said all the houses in the area were sold by a gentleman called Lukman. Who is Lukman?
Do I know Lukman? Asking me, it is a very difficult question. How will I know who Lukman is? How will I know Mr. A or Mr. B? My duty is to make sure that I protect the Ramsar.
As of 2022, over half of the core zone of the Ramsar site had been occupied by illegal structures. The situation has worsened, but currently, there are no plans to remove any of these structures.
Regularization is essential because you've put money in there, and it will be very, very wicked on my part to break somebody's property. Do you understand? So what we need to do is that the ADD didn't go, but what is left, we need to protect it.
And that's Michael Ashale's report. Now, before we go, 21-year-old Sarah Precious Akuto is charting uncharted waters as one of the rare women in Western Naval Command's diving wing. Her journey challenges stereotypes. Emmanuel Jivenu has more on the following report read to you.
Sarah Precious Akuto is one of only 3 women in the diving wing of the Western Naval Command. But her presence speaks volumes about breaking barriers and redefining norms.
The diving is not easy because my passion for it.
Sarah's journey into Navy diving was not without its challenges. The training pushed her to her limit, but Sarah's resolve carried her through.
The training is not easy, it's tough, but I train my mind to make it best. You need to comport yourself. Whilst coming up, you need to be calm, brave.
Underwater, divers face a myriad of challenges. Sarah remains calm and brave.
And that's how we end the bulletin this morning on Joy 99.7 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. I am Amia Nyamiche Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.
Good morning. Good morning. You know, Papa, see that? And it's Rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that. Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
They say a butterfly flapping its wings in Accra can cause a tsunami in Bangkok. So what if your factory in Insawam could shake up the stock market in Hong Kong? What if your business in Elmina could affect fish production in Norway? What if your refinery in Tema could affect the price of petrol in Moscow? Well, now it can because you have access. Access to the bank with the largest number of customers in Africa. Access to our global branch network.
Bonjour. Good morning.
Our robust asset base and an unparalleled digital infrastructure. So go ahead and flap your wings wherever you are, because with us you have access to an entire world of possibilities. Access more than banking.
No matter your water needs, Sintex has it all. Sintex Tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Sintex Tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Sintex Tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project, or demand, choose Sintex Tank. Sintex Tank, stress-free. Sintex Tank, reliable. Sintex Tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244-335-168, Kumasi 0505-555-666, or visit sintexgh.com. Sintex Tank, a strong, a tough.
Hello, Auntie Araba. Hey, Bugger, how are you doing today? I want to buy Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, but I don't have enough money. So what are you going to do? Can you give me the big size? You know, as for me, I'll pay the balance later.
Today, no credit. I haven't sold much this morning. If you don't have enough money for the big size, why don't you try the 120-gram pack?
There's a 120-gram pack? Introducing the new Pepsodent Cavity Fighter in 120-gram pack size. More affordable and convenient. Get yours today from any supermarket near you. Every smile matters. This advert is FDA approved.
Ebusiafo, welcome. I want to greet Uncle James in Germany. Since I was a child, you have promised me a trip abroad, sir. To date, my passport is still a virgin po. And then to you, baby, for that bombastic broken heart. Hey! I want you to know that latest by June, dear, I would have won big in the Ideal Yonkopa promo.
Win up to 600,000 Ghana cedis in cash and other amazing prizes up for grabs with Ideal Yonkopa promo. Just peel, text, and you could win big. This advert is FDA approved.
You worked hard for your money, and DSTV gives you a whole lot more for a lot less than you think.
Ooh.
Instead of one takeout dinner, how about treating the family to a whole month of the best entertainment with DSTV? From thrilling sports, blockbusters, captivating series, to entertaining kid shows, we have it all.
Totally awesome!
And with DSTV Stream, you can watch on the go.
I'm here!
Plus, you can choose a package to suit your pocket. There's a whole lot more to enjoy for a lot less than you think with DSTV.
Hello?
Yo, bro! SG Ghana has done it again. Low interest rates on loans this year too. Yatisubium.
Charlie, I did throw inside. Let me call you back.
Call SG Ghana rather. Collect loan and buy car, my guy. Low, very low interest rates on loans this year too. It's difficult to keep good news to yourself, especially when it can transform your life and those close to you. SG Ghana went low on interest rates last year, and this year we are even lower. Yes, Yatisubium. Get the money you need to turn your dreams into a reality. Visit any SG Ghana branch near you and speak to our dedicated staff about the amazing Yatisubium loans today. You can also call 0302-214-314 for more details.
Ojo, it's 3 a.m. What now?
Yatisubium. Okay, bye. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Pios.
Hi, Kojo.
Hey. You'd better answer this question correctly.
Kojo.
What is the best day of the week?
Must I tell you, Kojo?
You must.
A proud Monday born.
Thank you.
A proud one for that matter.
I knew it wouldn't take too long for sanity to return to this studio. Yes! I appreciate your honest and candid answer.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
This is why you are a visionary leader.
Thank you, Kojo.
God bless you.
Thank you.
I mean, some of these people are saying something. Friday people, close the door.
See, Wednesday is talking. Wednesday is talking.
Say waiting. Wednesday people have said what?
I mean, what would the Wednesday people say?
Nothing.
Monday,
you will say nothing.
Monday, what made Monday the best day of the week?
The new beginning
of
the
what?
opportunity for you to reinvent yourself and be
what have you reinvented
to be productive.
On Monday, what have you reinvented?
The most serious day in the week.
Wednesday. Massa, Monday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Of course.
Wednesday.
Midweek.
A day hidden in the middle of.
Can you imagine, Kojo?
A day hidden in obscurity. A day on which nothing happens.
No, but what makes Monday?
When you are neither here nor there.
Monday, when
you are in the middle of the. Let me
you
switch off this guy's microphone. Cry now. The Wednesday thing he's saying, cry is even starting to annoy me. It's a Wednesday. Anyway, you tell us which day of the week you think is the best. Now this Wednesday, Monday. I can't hear him. All right. So listen, today, in addition to all of that, we're also going to spend time with the Lands and Natural Resources Minister. And we've got a lot to talk about, you know. Obviously, people are very concerned about galamsey. We want to know how that's going. But land acquisition and all the disputes that come with it, these things too are serious.
Yeah, and it's worrying. It's worrying. It's about time we wake up and, you know, live to the reality. It's become so...
It's too much. People are losing their lives over it. Charlie, I mean, why can't we be civilized over a simple thing like land?
Charlie.
Anyway, the 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And of course, it's time now for the Joy Business Report. That comes to us thanks to Omni Basic Bank at your service.
Lovely Friday morning to you. Warm welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, more businesses set to move out of the country and cut down their workforce as they strategize to deal with current economic challenge. Also in this bulletin, Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam announced government's plans to double expenditure on social interventions in the year 2024. Plus, we'll get to hear a renewed call for government to provide some tax reliefs to support Ghana's aviation sector as interest rates in the sector declines. We've got our journal for you as well. These and many more shortly. Thanks so much for your time. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Look now at our stories. More businesses are working to cut down on their workforce and also move out of the country because of the current economic situation. That's according to the Association of Food and Beverages. It is coming on the back of recent moves by some multinationals to shut down the operations. Speaking on PM Express Business Edition, General Secretary of the association, Samuel Agri, indicated that the situation is getting worse instead of stabilizing.
Unfortunately, all the talks and engagement that we did fell on that year. Had a lot of engagement. AGI, engaging government very often. GUTA, engaging. Chamber, engaging. The Food and Beverage Association, engaging. All of us have sat on one table discussing and telling government, these are some of the policies that you are introducing that will not help business to move forward. And therefore, we need to look at them.
What do you want government to be doing?
We need to reverse most of the bad policies that we have.
Right.
Things that we have complained. If you import one product, in the food sector, let me take biscuit for instance. Do you know how many taxes you are paying on that one biscuit you are buying? 21 different taxes. So look at the trend. Where are the incentives? There's something peculiar happening in these areas that if we take a critical look and then reverse them, I'm telling you, we are going to
stop the rest from going
for the country.
Samuel Agri is the Executive Secretary of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, speaking on PM Express Business Edition, which airs at 11 p.m. on Joy News today. Do make a date. Now, Ghana's Finance Minister, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, has announced government plans to double its expenditure on social intervention programs this year. Dr. Adam emphasized his commitment to improving the nation's economic outlook under the IMF program towards a path of recovery and growth. He was speaking at the renaming ceremony of FNB Bank to First Bank Ghana in Accra.
I can tell you the future is bright, very bright than many people think. I am very confident that together we will rebuild this economy. We will carry the marginalized along so that no one is left behind. And this is why we have increased spending in social interventions. We have increased spending in LEAP. We actually have double spending in LEAP. We've increased spending in school feeding program, increased spending in capitation grant, and we've increased spending in National Health Insurance Scheme. All of this, the data is available.
Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam is the Minister of Finance. Meanwhile, FBN Bank Ghana has announced its name change to First Bank Ghana effective Thursday, May 2nd, as part of a strategic alignment with the First Bank Group's identity, vision and values. According to the Acting Group Chief Executive of First Bank Group, this name change reflects the bank's vision to be the leading bank in sub-Saharan Africa.
This will help our customers and other stakeholders to better appreciate the value of the diversified products, competitive pricing, and extensive business network the First Bank Group offers. First Bank Ghana is our second biggest market in sub-Saharan Africa and offers considerable opportunities for us to deliver our brand promise and be a significant player and contributor to social and economic development. The name change there strengthens our position and places us on a much better pedestal. In fact, this market, it's a great opportunity to renew our pledge to deliver the gold standard of service and introduce innovative solutions that meet the dynamic needs of our customers.
Now, Registrar of Companies, Madam Jemima Wari, says it will from June this year start removing more companies and businesses from its books over failure to file annual returns. It is coming after it announced that firms that have failed to file their returns from last year will, from May this year, pay 1,000 cedis as a penalty. Madam Wari says they will go ahead to take further action to serve as a deterrent to other institutions.
So I've been talking from the beginning of the year. Now we have about over 8,000 companies that by the end, what it is from May 1st, it will come into force, but implementation, I'll push it to June 1st. Yeah. So it's coming to force May 1st, but I'll give companies 1 month for implementation. So from June 1st, that is when we'll start striking companies up. So between now and June 1st, anybody who knows that their accounts are not up to date, they should make every effort to file it. Also, the annual returns, they should make sure they update us of the current information on it. Then from June, we'll also send out SMS notices to all these companies, give you one last chance. So that shows you that we are not that keen on collecting that money. We're more interested in making you aware of your responsibilities under the Act than for you to comply with it. That's what actually this whole thing is about.
Jemima Wari is the Registrar of Companies. Now, renowned Ghanaian pilot Captain Solomon Kwenu is calling on the government to support private businesses in the aviation industry in Ghana by providing some tax exemptions to cushion them. According to him, the aviation industry in Ghana could expand further with the right policies and aid. He was speaking at the launch of his book titled Flutter Until You Fly.
We hear of Lufthansa and we assume it's for the German government. We hear of American Airlines and we assume it's for the American government. All these entities are privatized entities. So for us to thrive in aviation, I think government should back the private sector, empower them, give them kind policies. You go to places like UAE, they have tax benefits for the airlines, and we fly to Ghana and some of the taxes we pay are very high, so ticket prices are very high, and then it affects the carriers how much they could charge, and sometimes are not very competitive. So the government should back the private sector. We need strong private or companies that will dare to venture into the aviation sector.
You're still listening to the Joy Business Report. Her dreams were nearly shattered after she became pregnant at an early age, but rose above life challenges. Hers was sheer grit and determination to prevail in a field dominated by males, spanning over 2 decades of strife. In today's business journal, Emmanuel Bright Kweku tells the inspiring tale of Ghana's first female professor of economics.
Professor Grace Nkansa Asante has become a household name etched in the history books of Ghana's economics landscape.
Woman, I see a woman. I'm becoming something that I never thought of this coming to me. But wonderful woman.
After living shortly with her father in the Denbronga half of Ghana, Professor Nkansa Asante moved to Kumasi to begin her formative life. She'll be hit with a difficulty that nearly truncated her education.
So I finished Form 4 and I had to write the common entrance again. So later I got St. Louis Secondary School. So I attended St. Louis Secondary School from Form 1 to Form 5. Then when I finished, I got pregnant. So I stayed at home, gave birth, and I was like sitting in front of my house. Then one man, he came to visit his family. He said, people are talking about you. I said, why? They say you are the most brilliant lady here, but because you are giving birth, you are sitting here, you won't go to school and nothing.
She had to juggle education with her petty trade while she catered for her child.
I started my secondary school with my child. It was not easy. I had to send him to school, then I'll go to school. When I close, I will sit at the library and then study before I come. And I was working alongside so I could take care of the child.
After a challenging terrain at the secondary school, she proceeded to the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology for her undergraduate studies. Professor Nkansa Asante worked as a tutor at the Adventist SHS Bantama until securing an opportunity to work at the KMA. In 2004, she returned to K University, where she was offered a position to lecture at the Department of Economics.
People think economics is difficult. No. It's because so I prefer teaching first year. I always want to teach first year. When you get the principle, economics are principles. So when you understand the principles, even if we are working mathematics and you get it wrong, you will get to know that you are getting it wrong. The most important is for you to accept the principles. So when you understand the principles, economics is not difficult.
Having worked in the teaching field for close to 2 decades, Professor Nkansa Asante's scholarly endeavors primarily focus on economic policy analysis, monetary economics, and financial economics.
So if you go for IMF loan, where is the money going to? Is it going straight to where it's supposed to go? If it doesn't go straight to where it's supposed to go, the IMF will not solve our problems for us. So it's the system that we have to correct.
Beyond her academic pursuits, Professor Nkansa is also an ordained priest in the Anglican Communion, serving at the Archbishop Thomas Cranmer Anglican Church at KNUST.
Some students come and we don't have anybody to take care of us, so we can't pay our fees and other things. Even when I was at the university, I was trading. You have to find means of getting ends meet. There's not any time that you find people helping you. At times you have to help yourself. Because there are some people, they can do something, but they always want to look at people helping them. You help yourself, other people help you. That was how come I was working, because I didn't want to depend on anybody. So I was taking care of my child, working and going to school at the same time.
Emmanuel Bright Kweku with today's edition of the Joy Business Journal. Quickly to the commodities market. Crude oil dropped further to $83 a barrel. Gold increased marginally to $2,305 an ounce. Cocoa opened trading at $7,563 a ton after losing more than $700 from last trading. And to the currency market, the cedi is going for 14 cedis 18 pesos to the US dollar in the retail market. It is selling at 17 cedis 40 pesos against the pound. It is however trading at 14 cedis 90 pesos to the euro. Ending the Joy Business Report with me, Pius Kojo Baka. Winston Amwa is seated, and Winston, you are saying Monday isn't the best days in the week, or what?
The answer is very simple. What day in the week do you look forward to?
Mondays. I'm a Tuesday born.
Okay.
Kobna.
Yes.
But listen, Fridays are the best.
I tell you.
You look forward to Fridays.
We all look forward to Fridays.
When you're not working on the weekend. It's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Boys.
And when you want to work,
you understand?
Please stop.
I'm a Tuesday
Mondays.
born,
We always look forward to Mondays.
Please.
We
don't do the pretense.
We always look forward to Mondays. Winston,
let's not do the pretense.
Winston,
like,
you can't tell me. You can't tell me you don't look forward to Mondays.
I don't. I look forward to Fridays.
Hey, Winston, I'm out.
You've asked me a question. I have answered you.
Be sincere to yourself.
You are disputing my answer.
Be sincere to yourself, Winston.
No, hold on. No. I said I look forward to Fridays.
Well,
you've asked me a question. I've answered you. Now you're disputing my answer.
I want to say a good morning to a Monday born, Daniel Adumwanoy, with the Ghana Civil Aviation Department, Air Traffic and Safety Engineer.
He looks forward to this day all the time. Anyway, thank you very much, Pius Kojo Baka.
Exactly.
Keep looking forward to Mondays.
Mention that middle name again.
Let's go for our inspirational song for today. Thank you very much, Pius. And our inspirational song is Praise.
Youth and Sports, Zaya Ebo Jr. is in the studio.
Okay.
Yes. I can see him appropriately dressed. It's not one of those things that former President Rawlings used to wear to, the military lower rank uniform.
You know, I was going to go green.
You're going to go green.
Yes.
And God touch your heart. Are you saying?
Forestry.
Are you saying that I'm dressed like a flight lieutenant?
No.
Not. Yeah, you're not there. The only Air Force I'll be allowed into is the Witchcraft Air Force.
With special regiment for what? On that note, let's get into our Drive Safe campaign. Brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia Group.
Since your dear friend left the church fully, he has identified now with witches. Okay, I mean,
yes,
the other 1 million, they are different kinds. You know that
the church doesn't know him.
Describing me as a witch is a crime now.
No, I'm not saying you say you identify with them. You say you identify with them.
I said I'm in the Air Force.
He has not said you are.
Yes,
he's only said you have identified yourself
with
them.
You know. But I haven't.
Oh, you have.
I said.
Anyway, let me give you the tip for today. A Drive Safe campaign is brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia Group, supported by Toyota Superior Quality. So, Kojo, the tip today says slow down. Part of being a defensive driver is driving at a safe speed. Defensive driving means always being aware of the current speed limit and following these laws. Very, very, very important. And like my friend Samuel Odami will say, very crucial.
Vis-a-vis.
We need you alive, so slow down. All right, let's learn how to say it right. It's brought to us by Kingdom Books at Kingdom Quality and Affordability at their hallmarks and Societe Generale Bank Ghana. The future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either. I say either.
Why don't we end the week with a quick exercise in pronunciation? How would you say this word? Peasant. Did you say peasant? Well, it's peasant. Peasant. Originally, peasant was a term to describe a poor farmer who rents or owns a small piece of land for subsistence agriculture. Today, it is also a derogatory term to describe a poorly educated person who is rude and badly behaved. It comes from the French paysan, which means someone from the countryside. Those of you who speak a little French will know that pays, P-A-Y-S, is French for country. Ultimately, the word of origin here is the Latin pagus, which means rural district. Incidentally, pagus is also the origin word for pagan, which originally meant villager, but became the derogatory term used by the early Roman Catholics to describe those who held traditional beliefs and refused to convert to Christianity. You quite literally learn something new every day on Say It Right, don't you? So it's peasant, not peasant. That is how you say it right. Happy Friday, people. All right. Okay. I'm getting many text messages from people who are, confirming the unassailable fact that Monday is the best day of the week.
My guy. We have voted that one already.
You and who have voted? You and who have voted?
Everybody looks forward to Friday.
You Friday people are very tuned.
No, it's not Friday people. Everybody looks forward to Friday.
There's no everybody.
But you check.
It's
not looking forward to Friday.
I mean, yeah, it's nice.
Why
when
do we
Friday
say thank God it's Friday?
We say that because we are tired. You people make us tired.
Oh,
we are tired of you people.
And you look forward to the day.
Because we are tired of you.
My brother, you don't have a point.
By the time you come along, we are tired.
You don't have a point.
Monday is the best day of the week. When you are invigorated, you are fresh, and you are ready to start. Raymond, which day of the week is the best? I choose Saturday. The guy has spoiled the matter.
I'll tell you a funny story. Boy said we're going to go for a walk. Raymond,
that is the Sabbath.
Yes. The boy said he wanted to go for a walk every weekend. Then somebody says, "Oh, why not Saturday?" Say no. Saturday, if we go for the walk on Saturday, we have a meeting on Sunday. Let's just do it on Sunday. They say, no. Sunday, if the boys go for the walk on Sunday, they'll come and sit down and drink. And so by the time it's time for the meeting, they are drunk. They can't say anything sensible. And somebody says, why not do it on Monday? Since you are someone says, but Monday we'll go to work. He says, but Monday people come and sit here and drink. So we can still work on Monday. That's what Raymond is doing now.
Yeah,
everybody
Saturday.
says Monday or Friday. He says
he
Saturday.
has taken it to Saturday.
Yes, Saturday.
But the thing is not Monday or Friday. We want to know which day of the week is it.
That's why I've chosen Saturday.
And it's rather unfortunate.
But the Sabbath starts on Friday night.
Yes, it ends on Saturday. The beginning is not as important as the end.
Friday very important.
We Sabbath people. We
In
want
all
productive
things,
days.
In all things, look forward to Friday.
Mama B said what?
Friday.
Did you say Friday too?
I'm surprised you are still on this matter.
I'm even surprised at myself.
Those who are
That I'm
sending
surprised
you the
that you are
messages,
surprised.
Ask
I'm
them
surprised.
to put it on 05511119997 so
That's
we can all
right.
see it.
And also you can post on X. Use the hashtag JoySMS.
We would like Emmanuel Ode, your friend.
Don't bring him.
The one
into
who
this
said your
matter.
name in Augustine's.
Let me switch off your microphone. Yes, the news review starts now and is brought to you by Syntex Tank. A year strong, a year tough, and Access Bank. Access Bank, more than banking.
Now let me start with the biggest story on the front page. Appiatse gets new homes as government fulfills promise to rebuild community after destruction. So this is 124 units in the first phase. They are expected second and third phases too. So hopefully those ones will be built very, very soon. Yes. And Winston has been asking a question about how much it costs to put up this one. I have not seen it. I looked to the story, I'm beginning to end.
I
went through the website of the ministry too. I have not seen it yet. So hopefully if the substantive minister for the sector comes in, he'll be able to tell us.
He'll be joining us this morning on the Super Morning Show.
Yes. He will tell us how much it costs to put up the structures there. And interestingly, there was a big fanfare too. I was watching it on TV. A lot of hours to unveil, unravel, or which other word? Commission. No, it's not commission. Yes, inaugurate. Yeah, that's the word that outdoor.
I just.
Let's ask Waddle.
Yes. Which word will be appropriate for
Manu, that's his name, Waddle.
Who are you talking to?
You know that thing.
But yesterday, your friend indicated that at St. Augustine's College, your name was Waddle.
Right now, Winston, these your stories. In fact, let's get back to the.
What are you looking for on your phone?
I hope that what we spent doing the fanfare yesterday is not an amount that can actually build one structure.
Oh, I don't think. We don't know the cost.
But if they finish building the structures,
this is phase one. This is phase one.
Yeah, there's a lot to come. So if we spent what we could use in building.
No, but I am happy that at least government did something because we don't have a history of always delivering on our promises.
But was it
people.
Government? I thought people donated.
Yes, and government led the exercise.
Like the cathedral.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if governments are able to build cathedrals, able to build houses for people who are I think God will understand. God will understand that He doesn't need a place to live immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but those people definitely do.
Yes. God knows priorities really, so He will understand perfectly. So I'm excited that they got buildings for them. I hope that a similar gusto will be used in getting the second and third phases ready. And in the interest of buildings and what we are building, we can quickly switch to Mepe, where we did the report. And equally, they will be smiling very soon.
Yes.
There are lots of
the reconstruction should happen in Mepe too, so that we give people reason to believe that if you're in a remote area, you are still part of Ghana.
Yes. And we hope that the VRA is watching this because they need to take a lead. In that, because this was their doing. They started. They caused the flooding.
This one had a great architect.
So take a cue from Appiatse.
It had a great
Volta River Authority.
Architect, Charles Blankson-Hemmans. Yes. Very wonderful architect. I'm sure that's why it got completed early. Or on time. Yes. Anyway, the other story: renal patients to receive treatment subsidy by end of year. So the Minister Designate for Health is giving the indication that I don't like the look on some of Adam's face. The Minister Designate for Health say by the end of the year, the subsidies will be made available to renal patients. He was actually at Kolebu, and of course, we know what happened at Kolebu and the fight that we put up. The numbers that we were told were died as a result of the closure of the units and the issues surrounding that. What I do not hear today is whether or not they have fixed the issues completely. It was not in the story. It was not in the story. That issue was missing.
Consumables.
But I know that the as part of the National Health Insurance allocation, there was some amount of money set aside specifically for an interim plan to deal with the problem. And I suspect that's what they are talking about, the subsidy. And going forward, they will look at what it can do to renal patients, as whether it's a standalone plan or put them on NHI, which will be burdensome a little bit. So in the interim, they will give them subsidy by the end of the year. I mean, you meant interim as in now.
So the news itself is good, but because of history, we need further and better particulars.
Yeah, I think that was also missing in the story. But I did not get the impression that they have an interim plan. Because I asked the NHI boss not long ago when I spoke to him, he was also talking about this same amount that have been allocated, but they're looking at how to fashion out the distribution in a way that's not just a few people at a specific facility. It's who needs it most across the country that should be having the money. I think it's about 1 million or 2 or 3. I think that's what they're talking about.
So we can do it. Yeah. We can do a follow-up on this. The Daily Guide newspaper says daily trial for Abisim killer. Just to refresh our memory a bit on this issue, a High Court in Accra has indicated its readiness to hold a day-to-day trial in the case of Richard Appiatse, who is a footballer who allegedly killed 2 boys and kept their body parts in a refrigerator at Alaska, a suburb of Abisim near Sunyang in the Bono region. The court, presided over by Justice Ruby Aite, is therefore hoping that the prosecution would have concluded its case by calling all their witnesses before the legal vacation, which commences at the end of June every year. On the issue of the Kaswa shooting incident that got a military officer killed, there's an update in the paper. It says the Ministry of National Security has indicated that the gentleman at the center of this Ben Lord Abebiu, the suspect accused of shooting and killing the soldier in Millennium City near Kaswa, is not a national security officer. So the ministry wishes to put on record that the suspect, who is currently in police custody, is not a staff of the Ministry of National Security. And the denial came after social media users claimed that he was a staffer of the National Security Ministry shortly after the bloody incident. It's become quite famous and easy for people to say that they work with national security and just get away with a lot of things.
Is he one of their agents?
The ministry has denied that. They said no.
No, but sometimes they separate the staff from the agents. I don't know if you get my point.
You mean he's like a covert operative?
Yes, sometimes they draw that line if you know how to operate. If he's I will say, Winston has no position in this unit. But Winston may have been doing things for us in capacities that he goes out there like a national security.
But if that's the case, then the only thing we can ever do is speculate, because there will be no way of confirming.
Oh no, they have a list of their agents.
They will have, but they won't confirm it to you. That's my point. If it is true, they will have that list, but they will never confirm it to the public or to the press or to anyone. So then we have no way of confirming.
But we need the ministry to do something about persons who walk around in the name of national security and they do things.
Is it the ones who wear the suit and put something on their chest, the coat of arms?
And then they walk around holding a walkie-talkie.
This is I work with national security.
This is the problem. National security is one of the areas where the budget is normally unchecked. When I say unchecked, you don't scrutinize national security budgets in public, okay? You do that in camera. Now, national security, again, is one of the agencies or areas where party boys become agents. And let's clarify here, not staff members. They're agents.
We know that.
So they are there, and they also, and a lot of them hold cards as national security agents. And there's a reason you find these boys who openly say, I'm with national security. Because the national security members of staff would never go and stand anywhere and say, I work at national security. A lot of these party boys. So after the change in government, you see a lot of them, like all of them, these agents, being changed and a new set brought in. That's where the issue is.
So the agents, what do they do for for the ministry?
They are
I mean,
agents.
so they have the authority of the ministry.
They are
have
agents.
As in sales agents.
Mama, they are agents.
No, because, so they can use the name of national security to do whatever it is that they
Subject
want
to
to
the
do.
limitations and the rules that applies to agency.
But Raymond, you didn't review the story on the back page of the Ghanaian Times. It says Hearts fans charge at players.
I reserved it
after
for you.
Accra Lions defeat.
Yes.
Let me give you some details, Mama V.
Brilliant.
It says Accra Lions, and these are not my words. Accra Lions handed Accra Hearts of Oak a painful 1-0 defeat in the Ghana Premier League match at the Accra Sports Stadium on Wednesday. Issa Ibrahim scored the only goal of the match that moved Accra Lions to third position.
You can even do commentary.
After the game, the fans who defied the rains to be at the stadium poured their frustration on the players for their bad performance in recent times. According to the fans, they were confident that the board and management have provided the needs of the players,
Yes.
including sleeping at
Hotels without
electricity, to be at their best. But they were still struggling. And this is a quote.
Have you
the
finished?
attitude and commitment of our players are questionable. Their body language does not depict ones that are ready
finished?
to die for the full brim.
Let's do the online
greatest
review.
support club
Mama
in
B, I'm
Ghana.
saving your life.
Listen, you guys
I'm expecting you to
endure.
condemn it.
Let us do the online review brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest. In your best interest.
No, but this is a...
Mama B, this intervention is in your best interest. Zenith
The
Bank
people
in
went
your
to
best
attack them.
interest. No, nothing.
Did
All
you
right.
use attack?
But you didn't hear the story.
There wasn't any attack. Hello?
See.
It was a
Does
reaction.
anybody have anything to say about Zenith Bank before I move on?
Move on.
No, we have nothing to say about Zenith, but we want to condemn the conduct of fans of Accra House of Oak.
Raymond, you're acting
In your
unfairly.
best interest.
You are misrepresenting the report.
On myjoyonline.com this morning, vomit your loot now or hold on to it and face the consequences. Asedun Ketia to Akufo-Addo and the NPP. Hey, vomit pa. Taxation is driving away investors. Fabag, General Secretary, is the one saying that. And police are in pursuit of gunmen for killing 2 off-duty officers at Trasaco. Wow.
Yeah, very dastardly act. Yeah.
Off-duty officers.
Similar to...
Yeah. Was this again about land?
We don't know. So what we do know, according to the report, these guys were on motorbike. They didn't take anything from them as well. They just shot and killed them and then just ran off.
Imagine. All right, you know what? We'll talk about it a bit later on the show today. The BBC News is coming up now, brought to us by Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Electroland Ghana Limited is giving its May Day promotion in all its shops and authorized dealers across Ghana. Grab a Samsung Full HD 32-inch LED TV for just 2,349 Ghana cedis. Get our discounted media tabletop fridge at 1,999 cedis. Buy a TCL UHD 4K Smart Android 55-inch LED TV at 6,299 Ghana cedis and get a free Nasco 5-burner cooker. Mayday promotion near good. Get a Nasco 90 liters top freezer at 1,699 Ghana cedis. And if you're looking for top quality dishwashers, gas hobs, chimney knots, and electric hobs, Electrolux got you with exciting discounts as well. Rush now. Terms and conditions apply. For further information, call 050-315-9739. Electroland Ghana Limited, home of luxury and affordable appliances.
Wake up, have a great day, yeah, with nourishing cowbell premium milk and cowbell Vita Rich, nourishment for you. There's a cowbell milk for you, for you, for you. Cowbell Vita Rich and cowbell premium.
Introducing the new Cowbell Premium Milk, high in protein, and the new Cowbell Vita Rich, enriched with vitamin B9, both so creamy. Now there's a cowbell for you.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
This advert is FDA approved.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So Rapinol will take the pain away. Rapinol,
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and ulcer patients. This advert is FDA approved.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of a Zenith SME business card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302 680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Coming up after the news on the BBC World Service, it's Hard Talk with me, Stephen Sacker. And today, it's another chance to hear my interview with one of America's most accomplished novelists, Paul Auster, who died earlier this week. In 2021, I travelled to talk to him at his home in Brooklyn.
I've made the point that writing, or art in general, doesn't do anything tangible in the world. It doesn't fix a toilet the way a plumber can fix a toilet. It doesn't fix a broken arm the way a doctor can fix a broken arm. It is, in a sense, useless. But this uselessness, I think, is the very definition of what makes human life so exciting to live, is because we do have this ability to think and to reflect on what we're thinking and to think about the world and to make art out of that.
That's the late Paul Auster on Hard Talk after the news.
Hello, I'm Eileen McHugh with the BBC News. A senior UN official has told the BBC the situation in and around the Sudanese city of Al Fasher in North Darfur is catastrophic as fighting escalates in the year-long civil war between the army and the Rapid Support Forces. Toby Harward, the UN Deputy Humanitarian Coordinator for Sudan, described the increasing violence in the last city in Darfur still under army control.
What we've seen in recent days is a significant increase in complete lack of rule of law, arbitrary killings. We've seen theft of livestock. We've seen complete burning of entire villages. We've seen a big escalation in airstrikes and a tightening siege of the city, which has basically stopped all humanitarian aid getting in and has choked off commercial trade.
South Korea has raised the terrorism threat level at its embassies in Laos, Cambodia and Vietnam, as well as China and Russia, because it fears attacks on its diplomats by North Korea. The South Korean intelligence service told the BBC that Pyongyang blames Seoul for the significant number of North Korean diplomats stationed overseas who had defected over the past year. Jean Mackenzie is in Seoul.
And what they are saying is that they have intelligence that North Korea has sent operatives to these 5 countries and that those operatives are now planning attacks either on its embassies or on its diplomatic staff. But we don't know any more about what these planned attacks were, what form that they would take. What we do know, though, is that these 5 countries all have very good relations with North Korea. And so it means that their operatives in these countries would have more freedom to operate.
Myanmar's military government has banned men from leaving the country to work abroad, weeks after it announced it would impose a mandatory conscription law. The ruling junta has lost large areas of the country to armed resistance groups. Jonathan Head reports.
Working overseas is the only hope of a better life for millions of Burmese, but they have to get through cumbersome layers of bureaucracy before being allowed to leave the country. The military junta has now ordered the suspension of permits for all males to do the necessary checks, says the Ministry of Labour. This is almost certainly to weed out those eligible for military service, which the junta announced 3 months ago was compulsory for all men aged 18 to 35. This caused panic, with many men fleeing over the border to Thailand. Some schools in Myanmar have been trying to get their entire senior year boys out of the country.
A hydroelectric dam has collapsed in Rio Grande do Sul in southern Brazil after days of heavy rain that has killed at least 31 people. 60 people are missing and 15,000 have been forced to leave their homes since the storms began on Saturday. This is the World News from the BBC. President Biden has said the ongoing protests at universities across the United States over the war in Gaza have not caused him to rethink US policy in the Middle East. Anti-war protests have spread to some 50 campus sites. Donald Trump's legal team at his hush money trial in New York have sought to portray him as a victim of extortion. They've been questioning Keith Davidson, the lawyer who negotiated a $100,000 payment to the adult film star Stormy Daniels just before the 2016 election. The former US president denies falsifying business records to conceal the transaction. The British Foreign Secretary David Cameron has said that Ukraine has the right to use British weapons to attack targets inside Russia. Lord Cameron, who met President Zelensky in Kiev on Thursday, said the UK would donate military aid worth more than $3.5 billion a year for as long as is necessary. James Waterhouse is in Kiev.
The UK has really emerged as one of Ukraine's staunchest allies since the start of the full-scale invasion. And I think with this visit of Lord Cameron, he's trying to rubber stamp the UK's long-term commitment in terms of this sizable £3 billion pounds a year offering every year for as long as it takes. That's going to include long-range missiles, which Ukraine has used on occupied Crimea to great effect. It's going to include equipment for mobile air defence units. It also includes tens of millions of pounds towards repairing the country's infrastructure as well as fuel depots.
King Charles and Queen Camilla have been presented with the official document recording their coronation for history almost a year after it took place in London. Coronation rolls have been given to British monarchs for more than 700 years. The document is more than 20 metres long and contains nearly 12,000 carefully inscribed words. BBC News.
We've got the best
service.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Remix. And Pimmy Execution Entertainment. This is how we want to say a very happy World Press Freedom Day to all the hardworking journalists across the country.
To all journalists.
Yes. Well, all the journalists across the country, even the non-hardworking ones.
Yeah.
Yes, because they have the freedom.
Yes.
On World Press Freedom Day, especially.
Yes. And on this day, we truly would remember the likes of Ahmed Hussein Swale.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, people who lost their lives for this particular profession.
Yeah.
And it's important that we continue to keep him in our prayers, and that state institutions mandated to investigate and get to the bottom of the matter, do what is expected of them, so that impunity and things like this are not encouraged consistently. Yes.
Yeah. There was also a colleague of ours who died as part of the presidential press corps.
Several
years ago.
2015.
Yes.
Yeah. He used to be with the Ghanaian Times then.
That's correct, yes. Well, we remember him as well and all others. Of course, our thoughts also go out to those who have been assaulted.
Yes.
Even
Our
though
own
all they were
colleagues.
trying to do was their job.
Latif Idris.
And sometimes you don't get some of these things. I have never heard anybody say that a doctor has been assaulted in the what they call it, merely for prescribing medicine and taking care of people. But it's as if for some reason, look at the kind of response people gave us on a draft, for example.
Yeah.
Just because the camera was sitting there. The camera that gave everybody an
A view
appreciation
of what was happening.
Yes.
Somehow made journalists the villain.
Yeah. And more recently, in the Kumasi, in the Jusu incident, you see the people were saying that why was the Joy News journalist there? Why?
Wow.
You've been wondering how.
Wow.
So what was he supposed to do? He can't stand and do his own stand-up.
Instead of appreciating
Yes.
the revelation that
ask yourself,
that
yeah.
brought.
Rather, what was Joy doing there?
Yeah.
So we should have said, we will have to cut short this live broadcast
because there's a MP
there is
in
some
there.
Because we are
bribery
uncovering-
going on. So we are going to come back to you after the bribery concludes.
Yeah. You guys.
And one of the things they say, and I was consistently worried about this trend where when a journalist is attacked, then the earliest response you hear from official Adam is that yes, that's why we ask people to be responsible journalists.
Imagine that.
It's almost as if when something happens to a politician, our first call is that hey, that's why we ask you to actually do what's right. If you do what's right, no politician will be attacked. You get the point. You cannot justify an attack by saying that
No
you should
way.
have acted in ways.
No way.
I mean, as if we don't have laws in the country. If you disagree with me, how you should behave.
Exactly.
And we every day tell people that you should be law-abiding citizens. But if people decide to put the law aside, we should remind them that this is the legitimate process that you should be using, regardless of who the attack's on.
I mean, can you imagine somebody gets raped and you say, "Well, you were misbehaving." So
so
next
you deserved it.
next time, don't misbehave.
Don't wear miniskirt.
Don't
I mean,
misbehave, and they will
it's-
not rape you.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine?
It
I
doesn't make sense.
want us
but-
to also remember our former colleague and friend Emmanuel Ante. You know, sometimes these assaults, this one was even assault and battery. It sort of stays with you forever. The damage that it causes carries you through. And then there was recent attacks at Class FM as well. I mean, we woke up one morning and we heard about all these things that were thrown at them, you know, some sort of distraction.
I like the way you added assault and battery.
No excuse for such things, really.
No, I agree.
No excuse. I remember the UTV, the attack as well.
Yeah.
You know, people can just storm your studio and do whatever it is that they want to do with you.
And I mean,
what is painful is the fact that in most of these cases we don't bring proper closure. We don't see justice being served.
Precisely. And I think Ghanaians have to also understand as a society that unlike other freedoms, which are fundamental rights of the person who is insisting on it, right? Or the person who is claiming that freedom. Press freedom is not actually for the press man or press woman. It's for you.
Yeah.
It's for you, the public, so that they can use that freedom to inform you. It's not like they go and find out information so that they could go and
keep it at home.
Go and keep it at home. It's a freedom that is
It's not for their
exercised-
private benefit.
Exactly. It's a freedom that is exercised for your benefit. You know, so you should always be the first to protect journalists because
The
they work
same
for
way
you.
they are in a hurry to say, oh, you're not doing this, you should be doing that, you
Yeah.
should be doing that. Well, anyway.
Okay, point of law.
All right, this is our
So today
UPSA.
we'll do party. World Press Freedom Day. We'll do party. Samuel Adame, we'll do party.
But are you not part of the press? Do the party.
Well, the theme is a press for the planet, journalism in the face of environmental crisis.
Yes,
that's one that
very
we need.
important. Yeah,
very important. We'll talk about that
Climates.
later. But let's go for the UPSA Law School Point of Law series.
And today is from Section 33 of the Land Act 2020, Act 1036. And it says, all transfer of interests in land or property on land in the nature of a conveyance or an indenture is void unless it is prepared by a lawyer. All right, so all transfer of interest in land or property on land in the nature of a conveyance or an indenture is void unless it is prepared by a lawyer. So let me just add that once you express an interest in property, the work of the lawyer must begin. You know, the necessary background check to establish the legal owner of the property. The lawyer begins to put together a draft contract, terms of engagement. It's really important.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure the person who wrote that is a Monday born. Anyway. So, why is this thing on the screen?
What is that?
Is it the K-Waddle?
Let's move on.
K-Waddle.
Let's move on. Today on the Super Morning Show, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources is our guest. If you have any questions for him, you can send them through to us on 055 1111997. That's the WhatsApp number, 055 1111997. Or you can post on X with the hashtag JoySMS. Tell us what you want us to ask Mr. Samuel Abujinapo when he comes in.
My
later
signposted
today.
questions are one, the old matters of Achimota Forest. Secondly, I heard Minister Designate for the region, that is Titus Glover, mention the Ramsar site. Remember that there was a probe that was actually commissioned also into the Ramsar site. Ecosystem is a very important question because Mama V mentioned the galamsey earlier, which is important.
But generally, issues of land. Why are we seeing an escalation in violence around issues of land dispute? And what will it take to bring civilization to a simple matter of land, administration?
Even though we have a recent 2020 law.
Yes, and it's terrible. State agencies, including the police, refuse to sometimes do what is expected of them. And sometimes Ghanaians use either the police or the so-called agents or operatives of national security to invade places. One happened around Opebia, that particular end, where they did the Choba experience. One happened there. There was an invasion, there was destruction, and yet, till date, nobody has actually been prosecuted in connection with that particular issue.
Unacceptable. Anyway, that's all happening today. Also, remember last week we asked you, why is it that fathers are always villains and mothers are heroes? Who do you love more, your mother or your father? We'll settle it today at some point. Stay with us.
The Zenith Fun Form promo is still on from now till May 15, 2024. Visit any Zenith Bank branch to sign up for a free Zenith MasterCard. You heard right. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity to get a free Zenith MasterCard. With a Zenith MasterCard, you can pay for your purchases on a POS device. You can withdraw cash from ATMs and pay for goods and services online. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up today for your free Zenith MasterCard. For more information, just visit the website zenithbank.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
Do you want good energy, Mahavi?
Absolutely.
I mean, of course, good energy is hitting the road big time with exciting choices to energize your vehicle and get you operating the way it's supposed to go. It's giving you more options to take you further. Watch this space for your choice. I'll give you some wonderful choices soon. Goal, Jenna Yedia.
Good morning to Mr. Robert Trey. It's been a while.
It's
an innocent good morning. So,
now,
friend.
the Pan-African payment. Mamavi, can I continue? Honourable member, can I continue?
I'm not the one.
Mama B is like a sovereign nation.
Yes.
She doesn't have permanent friends. She has permanent interest.
No. She's defending herself.
She has permanent interest.
I go way back with him, guys.
Of course. Way back. How far back?
Way back. Okay, guys, let's continue.
Okay. For the Auditor General, how far back?
The Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, PAPS, is now live at Fidelity Bank. Imagine sending money to your loved ones or business partners across Africa instantly and in Ghana cities. Don't wait for days for transactions to clear. No more expensive fees, just fast, secure, and affordable payments. PAPS is here, and Fidelity Bank makes sending money through PAPS easy. Visit the Fidelity Bank branch and start sending money across Africa instantly to Nigeria, Gambia, Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. Fidelity Bank, believe with us.
Now, guys, I keep telling you about the exciting news regarding Travelex Group. You remember them? These guys, from the early 2000s, were heavily engaged in training of professionals in the airline industry, so flight attendants and so forth. Now, I learned recently that there is quite a shortage of, qualified flight attendants and other airline staff.
Oh, like pilots?
Yes, yeah. Oh, well, I don't know about pilots.
Oh, but, okay. Because I was gunning for one.
I'm thinking more about the service side of things. Okay. Yes. There is quite a shortage there, okay? And you need to be qualified to international standards.
Yeah.
I think they call it the IATA standard. You have to have that before you can work in that sector. And they're looking for people. So look, if you are out of school and you can't find a job and you're wondering what your next move should be, you really need to listen to this, because Travelex Group could be the answer to your problems. They can.
I propose my hobby.
They can help you with a career in the airline industry. Okay, you get the opportunity to get trained in IATA travel and tourism courses, as well as other aviation-related professional courses. Now, the models will equip you with diverse corporate skills that you can use in various fields as well. Training periods are 6 months. Okay. For most of the courses, it's just a 6-month training period. And the class schedules are also flexible. So you can either do the 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Slot, which is the morning session, or the 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., which is the evening session. So if you're already working, you can do the 5 to 7 p.m. If your dream is to change your career and start heading into the skies. Payment plans are also available. Certificates and internationally recognized diplomas are received after successfully going through the program. The Travelex Group is celebrating 32 years and is therefore offering amazing discounts. So hurry up, visit their new office, which is at Cargo Door Airport, behind the KLM office. The email is travelexgrouplimited@gmail.com. Limited is LTD, okay? gmail.com. Or just call them on 0246 567 898.
Not bad.
All right, where are we?
Oh, so it's difficult to keep good news to yourself, especially when it can transform your life and those close to you. Well, SG Ghana went low on interest rate last year, and this year they are even lower. Appiatse Subium is what SG is telling you. So if you're an SG Ghana customer, or you are on the controller and accountant Ghana's payroll, then get the money you need to turn your dreams into a reality. Just visit any SG Ghana branch near you and speak to their dedicated staff about the amazing Appiatse Subium loans available today. You can call them on 0302 214 314. This offer runs till the 7th of June 2024. Terms and conditions apply. SG Ghana, the future is you.
Now we all know a poorly maintained car engine can age faster. That's why we offer the specially formulated quartz engine oil with age resistance technology. It's a breakthrough innovation that ensures optimal performance for your engine and improves protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%, even under extreme temperatures and pressure. Choosing quartz from Total Energies is choosing the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz, keep your engine younger for longer.
And every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases foul breath. Well, brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter gives your teeth the protection they need living with 10 times stronger teeth. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter is fortified with fluoride and microcalcium ingredients,
Everybody
sealing
pauses
tiny and invisible holes in your teeth. This prevents cavities, keeps your teeth strong and mouth healthy, and comes in 175-gram big family pack, 120-gram Ajakwa pack, and 65-gram and 12-gram sachet. So you can always get what you can afford at any time. Don't use toothpaste that brush your teeth. Use Pepsodent that protects your teeth. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent has been educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth for 25 years. Pepsodent is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association, and Pepsodent gives you the opportunity to talk to a dentist for free. Call toll-free 0800-16-1000 to talk to a dentist for free. You can get Pepsodent at any shop near you. Call our customer care center on toll-free 0800-2030. Pepsodent, every smile matters.
All right. Well, don't forget to go to kingdomstoreonline.com. That's where you can get the very best of quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture from Kingdom Books and Stationery. You can pay via Momo across all networks, and they will deliver to your home or office. Free delivery if you're in Accra or Tema, always a plus. So, terms and conditions apply. Check those out. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
And this is to the businessman, a woman, trader, and parent sending money to loved ones and business partners thanks to the Access Bank and PAPS partnership. You can now send money across border hassle-free. So now you can send money to pay for goods and services, make business transactions, and cover school fees across Africa without worrying about foreign exchange losses or delays. It's quite straightforward, secure, and keeps your mind at ease. Benefit from instant payments across Nigeria, Liberia, Gambia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone with zero foreign exchange hassle. So when you send money in cedis, it will be received in any other currency by the recipients. For more information, visit ghana.accessbankplc.com or call Access Bank toll-free 0800 0044 00. For all your cross-border payments, visit any of the Access Bank branches and PAPS it with Access Bank. Access Bank, more than banking.
Now, after a sound sleep, as the day breaks into a busy morning, you need something to get you going. Now, that's something that Mavi will be interested in. Introducing the new morning break biscuits from NutriSnack.
You owe me a box of it.
Now, yes, the morning biscuit.
And hey, Mavi.
That one I agree to it, so I can't say much. Now, the morning biscuit, that is a great combination of wholeness and taste. Indulge in our unique blend of oats, fiber grains with a crispy bite and also tasty flavor. Carefully crafted to invigorate your mornings. It is unbelievably affordable. Perhaps that's why I agreed to do it. 1 Ghana cedi. Just 1 Ghana cedi. And all the nutrients.
That's why you agreed.
Yes, that's why I agreed to do it. Have a great start to your morning with a new morning break biscuit. But it's a box, right? From NutriSnacks. So NutriSnacks, Mavi gets a box from me. This advert is FDA approved.
Thanks somebody says Mamavi is Raymond's office wife. one day we'll talk about that.
He's my side guy.
Whatever. One day we'll talk about that.
Which one is the
One day we'll talk about that. All right, it's time now for us to bring you some messages, and then we'll follow it with birthdays and sports right here on the Super Morning Show. Stay with us.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions
and send tweets,
where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. Picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right, we are not just offering loans, we are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of the following phone lines: 050-153-5789, 050-153-5790, 0244-674154. Let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Wake up, have a great day, yeah, with nourishing cowbell premium milk and cowbell Vitarich, nourishment for you. There's a cowbell milk for you, for you, for you. Cowbell Vitarich and cowbell premium.
Introducing the new Cowbell Premium Milk, high in protein, and the new Cowbell Vitarich, enriched with vitamin B9, both so creamy. Now there's a cowbell for you.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
This advert is FDA approved.
You worked hard for your money, and DSTV gives you a whole lot more for a lot less than you think. Instead of one takeout dinner, how about treating the family to a whole month of the best entertainment with DSTV? From thrilling sports, blockbusters, captivating series, to entertaining kids shows, we have it all.
Totally awesome.
And with DSTV Stream, you can watch on the go.
I'm here.
Plus, you can choose a package to suit your pocket. There's a whole lot more to enjoy for a lot less than you think with DSTV.
Alrighty, birthday messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group,
as close as a partner.
It's a happy, chaotic birthday to Doris Amuesi Ando, and she's head of HR Maranatha Oil Services Limited and Icon Energy. May you live to be 99.7 and more. Cheers, Doris Amuesi Ando. Enjoy your birthday today.
Now, tomorrow, the 4th of May, will be the 80th birthday of Mr. Daniel Bedu, who is a former staff of the Ghana Railway Corporation at Bekwai. Your wife and children, grandchildren, your in-laws, and the entire family wishes you a healthy, happy birthday. The family is proud of you, and is coming from Felix Bedu, who is press secretary to the Education Minister. And today,
okay, so this is not the Daniel Bedu, formerly HRODD director at Legon.
No.
Okay.
The Ofan Crawford birthday, who the man at that shout out.
I want to be sure that it is not.
Hold on. This one says, kindly wish my son Nane Bedu and my granddaughter Holali Abla Adiama a happy birthday. May the Lord preserve them. And this is coming from Yawa Gomashi. And happy birthday to Aku Adodo Agbenyega, chief servant of Jajoda Credo Care. Long life and prosperity to you, and a happy birthday to lawyer Kwabena Owusu Sefa. May God grant you all your heart desires and make you great.
Okay, today is a big one for us.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, it's a family birthday.
That is important to mention.
Our very own Renee Apu
Apedo.
That's right.
Today is her birthday.
Yes.
So I mean,
Renee is an Ebusiani.
Yes.
A full-fledged honorary member of the
all-time best. All-time best.
That's right.
Super.
This one is belated happy birthday to my friend Akwesi Appia, not the coach of the Black Stars, but Akwesi Appia at Omni Basic Bank. Akwesi, you should have informed me, but let's do the party today because today is Friday.
Never too late.
It's the best. Akwesi Appia, let's meet tonight.
Also, happy birthday to Francis Kwabla Tete Nicholas Kofi Emmanuel Skills Potufi, Seth Apia at Jekum, Prince Morris Ama Nyako. Happy birthday to Comfort Nyako, as well as D Ranking. And that does it for me.
All right. Happy birthday to Seth Apia Okran. You're 60 today. God replenish you with health and wealth. Thank you for your selfless service. My class 3 teacher, and that's coming from Mamiesi and the rest of your students. Also, happy birthday to Sheila Ojoy Dankwa and Tinkrine Nana Esiedu at the ARB Apex Bank. Is from Alex Kwisiewa, Managing Director of ARB Apex Bank, and all your colleagues there.
Okay, today is the birthday of my dear friend at DVLA, Samuel Leacham. And today is his birthday.
Are you going to tell him that long time no see?
Yes, long time no see, Sabe. Yeah.
Yo.
Is that all?
The Joy Sports Center is brought to you by
MTN.
Everywhere you go. Standard Chartered Bank.
Here for good.
DSTV.
It's your moment.
And Cowbell Premium Milk.
Cowbell and creamy goodness.
And say goodbye to memorizing 1,001 short codes. Experience a complete one-click access to all MTN services with my MTN app. You can now check your airtime, data, and Momo balance, buy bundles with airtime or from your Momo wallet, monitor your data usage and calls made, access your MTN Momo account, and so much more, all with my MTN app. Download my MTN app from the App Store, Google Play Store today, and experience a super convenient way to do things you love on your favorite network, MTN. So, what are we doing today?
We are actually telling a lot more about what the good news you should be hearing from the other sections too. Now, so folks, imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. I mean, picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very, very low rates. That's right. We are not just offering loans, we are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every single watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of these numbers. 050-1535-789 or 050-1535-790 or 0244-674-154. Let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered,
here for good. And listen, Cowbell thinks about you. So Cowbell is offering continuous nourishment that is creamy and tasty. And it comes in 2 new variants, the Cowbell Premium and Cowbell Vitarich. And today, let's talk about the Cowbell Premium. It is a nutritious milk containing essential minerals and vitamins, including vitamin A, B9, C, D, E, and K. In addition, Cowbell Premium is unique mainly because of its rich, creamy taste and 23.6% protein content. It offers more in its single-serve pack at 26 grams and is also available in 360 grams as well as 400 grams. So if you are in search of something to complement your beverage or porridge this morning, for instance, with that rich, creamy taste and value for money, well, Cowbell Premium is definitely an option. Stay tuned to hear about our additional exciting offer, the Cowbell Vitarich. Ghana, there's a Cowbell for you. Cowbell are creamy goodness. This advert is FDA approved. Achu, morning.
Good morning. And the Sports Center is produced and approved by the Joy Sports team. My name is Victor Achitamakle. This morning, we'll get into how Chelsea managed to win that London derby over Tottenham Hotspurs, while Bayer Leverkusen, their record-breaking season in the German Bundesliga and even in Europe continues, as last night they managed to secure that all-important win over AS Roma in that first league. Details of that and more to come. But first, Dreams FC, they've sealed a spot in the semi-final of the MTN FA Cup following their win over Soccer Intellectuals on Thursday afternoon. Abdulaziz has scored the only goal of the game at the Theatre of Dreams in Deu as they secured the win for his side. The Still Believe lads have now progressed into the semi-final stage of the competition, having excelled, and will be waiting for their opponents. Now, let's move the conversation on because Accra Hearts of Oak, their communications director is Opariado. He's been attempting to explain Hearts of Oak's checkered history in the Ghana Premier League this season. Now, that defeat on Wednesday to Accra Lions was the club's 5th in 6 league matches. They will take on Brecum Chelsea tomorrow. Opariado says their form has been poor, but there has been some mitigating issues.
The second round has not gone pretty well for us. But then if you sit back and you look at where we're coming from the preseason and then the first round, what we went through, you'll say that the second round has been a bit better than the first round. But in all of that, we still believe so much that we still have to improve. If you look at the quality of materials that we have and the results that we've gotten along the line, it doesn't match very well.
So Opariado is the communication director at Accra Hearts of Oak, speaking ahead of tomorrow's league encounter with former league champions Brecum Chelsea. That's at the Accra Sports Stadium at exactly 3 p.m. Now, while Hearts of Oak are going through a sticky wicket, Kumasi Asante Kotoko are just getting out of one. But things aren't exactly as clear as day for the team, because attacking-wise, there are problems for coach Prosper Nateogum to address. In 28 league matches this season, Kotoko have scored 25 and have conceded the same number of goals, which speaks to an issue of profligacy. Prosper Ogum says despite his best efforts on the training grounds, they simply cannot put the ball in the back of the net on match days.
Right, and it's been happening throughout the season. We create a lot of chances, but then the conversion is the issue. Interestingly, too, we've been training on it. At training, they score a lot of goals at training. But then the tempo and the temperament of training and games are different. They need to be positionally aware of where they are, apply the right technique, and put the ball at the back of the net.
Kumasi Asante Kotoko coach Prosper Nateogum speaking there on Sunday. They will be in action. They take on Legon Cities, a team who are close to safety, Premier League safety for next season, because they've amassed 38 points. Head coach of that team is Pakwesi Fabian. He's been speaking about the relative comfort his team is enjoying.
Well, I think it's a good thing, and it will help us to prepare for our next game, knowing that we are a little bit safe. We are not safe yet, but we believe that with a little bit of hard work, we'll be able to stay out of this relegation battle. Like I told you, the turf is a very good turf, well-prepared turf, and it helps in playing good football. And we play good football, so when we get turfs like this, we play good football.
So yes, you heard from Pakwesi Fabian, who's the head coach at Legon City, speaking ahead of Sunday's game versus Kumasi Asante Kotoko in the Ghana Premier League. Now, let's move the conversation on to the rest of the fixtures that will take place tomorrow. As I've said, Hearts of Oak will take on Brecum Chelsea on the road in Brecum. Kerala United will take on Nations FC at home. Kotoko on Sunday at home to Legon Cities. Babiani Gold Stars, they face Bechem United. Bofakotano will host Dreams FC. Accra Great Olympics will host defending champions Mediama Sporting Club. Kwando Hearts of Lions, they are at home to Nswatraman United. Real Tamale United plays Samatex 96. And then, fresh from defeating Accra Hearts of Oak, Accra Lions, they will take on Ediana Stars in the Ghana Premier League to wrap up the match week 29 fixtures in the Ghana Premier League. Now, let's move the conversation on to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, because they have confirmed receiving an appeal from the Algerian Football Federation and USM Algiers contesting CAF's decision to validate Morocco's RS Berkane's use of a jersey that has an alleged political emblem on it. Now, 2 weeks ago, CAF rejected an appeal from the Algerian Federation against the CAF Interclubs Committee's decision to award Berkane 3 points and 3 goals from that first leg that was supposed to be played in Algeria. CAF, in that ruling, said there was nothing wrong with the jersey that had the motif in the chest area. That's the kit of RS Berkane, and that it had not breached any of the rules. Now, after the first leg was not played, because Algerian customs officials had confiscated RS Berkane's jersey, USM Algiers also refused to come out for the reverse fixture in Morocco despite being at the stadium. CAF again awarded a 3-0 win to RS Berkane on just as they did from the first leg, ensuring that the Moroccan side had qualified at the expense of the defending champions. Yesterday, in a statement, CAS said that they had registered the appeal filed by the Algerian Football Federation and Union Sports Algiers against CAF and RS Berkane against the decision taken by CAF's appeals jury dated the 21st of April. We'll bring you more on this in our subsequent bulletins. But last night in the Premier League, Chelsea, they defeated Tottenham Hotspur by 2-0. It was a rarely consistent performance from the West London outfit. Here's Chelsea manager Mauricio Pochettino.
We're talking a lot because Jesus is always with me. I think it's a group of players that didn't suffer injury, and you can see today in the way that they can, work the work ethic and like this. It's true that I was a little bit unlucky from the beginning of the season that we suffered some, for different reasons, some negative circumstances, injury that never we were capable to work, to work with the whole team in the way that we have the capacity to work, and that also that happened, and it's not easy to create a competitive, group of players that can,
But Spurs looked uncharacteristically lackluster. Here's their Greek manager Ange Postecoglou attempting to make sense of that performance.
It was, like I said, we lacked a real sort of conviction and positive mindset in our football. We just didn't really have any fluency, any sort of aggression with and without the ball, and it's a bit unlike us, but because if nothing else, we've always been very competitive, and especially in the first half, it was missing today.
In the UEFA Europa League last night, Bayer Leverkusen continued their heroics with a massive performance against AS Roma. They won by 2-0 at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome to take a giant advantage into the reverse fixture next week. In France, Olympique Marseille drew 1-0 with Atalanta in the other semi-final of the UEFA Europa League. Now, let's move the conversation to the Conference League because Aston Villa sat at home and lost to Olympiacos by 4-2. Here's Aston Villa manager Unai Emery speaking at full time.
Balls, we lost a lot of balls. Individually, we were a little bit extra motivated, extra excited, and maybe calm. And of course, it's a very, very good moment in playing those semi-final. And the opportunity we lost today is the first leg. We will have the second opportunity, but now we are in favorite now. And of course, we are going to focus now Sunday.
Unai Emery is Aston Villa manager. They lost by 4-2 at home. Fiorentina also lost to Club Brugge, or they beat Club Brugge by 3-2. Those were the two semi-finals from the Europa Conference League games played last night. Finally, before we go, the New York Knicks will face the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference semis after both teams progressed from the first round of the NBA playoffs. The Knicks were the second seed in the East, won 118-115 in Philadelphia to clinch a 4-2 series win over the 76ers. The Milwaukee Bucks also welcomed back Damian Lillard after missing the previous two games through an Achilles injury, but they were unable to take their series with Indiana to a decider. The sixth decided Pacers won at 120-98 in Indianapolis to clinch a 4-2 upset over the third seed Milwaukee. And then the Joy Sports Center join us again at 1 p.m. when we bring you Game Plan.
All right. Thank you very much. I should look forward to the Game Plan is the best on Friday afternoons. It's 58 minutes after 7, and our social media messages here on the show brought to us by EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa. Malatu from Ernest Chemist. Malatu, power over malaria. GTP Lifestyle and Rapinol. When the pain is too much to bear, grab Rapinol from Danix Iton PLC. Rapinol, the rapid pain reliever.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, shifting our focus to a new horizon, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Today, we are making a brighter tomorrow, built by our dreams and our energy. across our continent, across the world. We are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
Since 1966, we have defined our fashion identity with pride. Our style stems from our pride in the country of our birth and in the diverse symbols that unite us as Ghanaians. From these symbols come the new GTP New Style Collection, created to celebrate our identity as Ghanaians. Me free Ghana, I wear GTP. I am made in Ghana. Get the GTP Ghana Month collection, available at all accredited GTP dealers nationwide, the GTP retail store in Osu, or online at shop.gtpfashion.com. Check the authenticity of any GTP fabric you purchase by matching the code on the edge of the fabric with the code on the label. GTP. Life. Style.
It's 8 o'clock now. Let's bring you the Business Minute. It's brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you, Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and Waikari Capital, together towards tomorrow.
Hello and welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, Anointed Electricals, your generator experts, and Waikari Capital, together towards tomorrow. More businesses are working to cut down on their workforce and also move out of the country because of the current economic situation. That's according to the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. It is coming on the back of recent moves by multinationals to shut down the operations. Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam has announced government plans to double its expenditure on social intervention programs in 2024. Dr. Adam emphasized his commitment to improving the nation's economic outlook under the IMF program. And FBN Bank Ghana has announced its name change to First Bank Ghana effective Thursday, May 2, as part of a strategic alignment with the First Bank Group's identity, vision, and values. According to the acting group chief executive of the bank, this name change reflects the bank's vision to becoming the leading bank in sub-Saharan Africa. That's all for the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, Anointed Electricals, your generator experts. Waikari Capital, together towards tomorrow.
Super Morning Show.
Wake up. Good morning. Good morning.
Keep this frequency clear.
99.7.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
We're grateful always to Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you. Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and Waikari Capital, together towards tomorrow. They bring us the Business Minute, which comes your way every weekday, 8 a.m. here on the Super Morning Show. And Anointed Engineering Services Limited, they sell ultra silent generators from 5 kVA to 2,500 kVA. They also undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generators. They stock genuine spare parts as well. They have branches nationwide. They've got a very new branch in Amra here. Is at the Frames Oil on the main Adenta Dodowa Road. They're also in East Legon, Lagos Avenue Road, opposite Tom Rick Hotel. And in Tema, you find them at the Tema General Hospital Road, Community 9. It's just after the overhead. Anointed Electricals, you find also in Kaswa, off the Wager Kaswa Road near Simaf Cement Depot. Odoko is where they have their head office at number 77, Anointed House of the Odoko Malam Road. But they are everywhere in Ghana. Why don't you call their hotline? Talk to them about your peculiar issue on 0243 480 334. 0243 480 334. Anointed, the generator experts.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
And EcoBank is alerting you to this. Fraudsters are on the loose again. They are in bank customers via phone calls, SMS or emails and defrauding them. They always claim to be bank staff who are assisting you in banking transactions. They usually sound so genuine that you could easily fall prey by giving out vital information on your bank account, debit or credit card, based on which they will defraud you. Now, to stay safe, Customers are advised never to share password. Do not share your PIN, your OTP, your CVV, which is that 3-digit number on the back of your Visa card. 16-digit card number, do not give it out as well, or any other personal information with anyone, whether remotely or face-to-face. It does not matter how convincing, genuine, or professional the person may sound or the message may seem. Simply avoid any emails or text messages that request you to click a link, and hang up on any caller who starts asking for your personal card or bank account details. Also report any suspicious SMS, email, or phone to the EcoBank Contact Center. So if you receive a suspicious phone call, just report it to the EcoBank Contact Center and delete such messages at once. Always verify third-party apps and websites before using your bank card for transactions. And whenever you are in doubt or feel insecure, call the EcoBank toll-free number, which is 0800 003 225. It's 0800 003 225. It's 5 minutes after 8 on the Super Morning Show. The Lands and Mines Minister is our big guest today here on the Super Morning Show. We encourage you, if you've got any issues, whether it's land related, whether it's galamsey, whatever it is, just pass it on to us. We will engage him. 055 1111 997 055 1111 997. That's our WhatsApp number. Kindly reach out. Also post on X with the hashtag Joy SMS. You can also post on Facebook as well, and we'll share it with the rest of the world. We'll ask all the relevant questions. We'll put your questions across. Big stories brought to us by Telecel, connecting energies. Latest film, that's your partner for life, Equity Health Insurance, here for you. And you're about to have the world at your fingertips because the wait is finally over. Telecel is here. Now you have everything you want and need: quick and reliable communication, stress-free money transactions via Telecel Cash, transforming your big business ideas into success stories with Telecel Business and more. Connect with Telecel and enjoy a world of endless possibilities, because with Telecel, there's no limit to connections. Telecel, connecting energies. And if you're dreaming of the perfect sofa to upgrade this year, your dream sofa is now a reality. Let's introduce the sensational V sofa range to you. Have you seen it? Well, you get it at Latest Foam. That's where comfort meets style at prices that will make your heart simply skip a bit. So just go into any Latest Foam showroom nationwide to dive into a world of colors and choices. From the sleek L-shaped V sofa, which will cost you only 3,100 Ghana cedis. You can also grab the complete V sofa set, and that's going for 6,500 Ghana cedis. You have the opportunity to elevate your living space with Latest Foam, your forever partner in comfort and luxury. So please hurry. Your perfect sofa awaits. Latest Foam is your partner for life. And life can be unpredictable, and when health issues arise, it is reassuring to have the right support in place. For this reason, Equity Health Insurance has introduced the APPS policy, the ABS policy. With Equity Health Insurance's APPS policy, you can enjoy the peace of mind you deserve for as little as 15 Ghana cedis a month. You stand to benefit up to 500 Ghana cedis anytime you're admitted to the hospital. Equity ABS is designed to provide you with some financial support during your hospital stay, ensuring that you can focus on your recovery rather than worrying about mounting bills. So why wait? Secure your future with Equity Health Insurance's ABS today. Call Equity Health Insurance on 0202 693 237. That's 0202 693 237 to sign up. Equity Health Insurance, here for you.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Keep this frequency clear. 99.7.
It's 9 minutes after 8. We've got insurance today coming your way, but we're hosting the Lands and Natural Resources Minister here on the Super Morning Show today. So what's on your mind? Just send us WhatsApp messages and then we will just pass it on to him. He will address your concerns on 055-1111-997. That's our WhatsApp number. Also post on X with the hashtag JoySMS and post on Facebook as well. Let's take insurance today, which is brought to us by Enterprise Insurance at 100. Celebrating our legacy, certainly securing your future. Here's Insurance Today.
Insurance Today is a public education service by Enterprise Insurance. Ensure you speak with your insurance broker or agent before making any insurance decisions.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Barbara Taylor. Ever heard about the ECOWAS Brown Card Scheme? You will love it. If, like me, you love to travel. The ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme, it was designed as a third-party motor insurance cover to give a fair compensation to traffic accident victims against third-party liabilities incurred by visiting motorists while driving across various ECOWAS boundaries. Remember the frenzy of the African Cup of Nations football in Cote d'Ivoire? Say Ejakoto determined driving to go see the live action. Eja's local motor insurance policy, of course, cannot cover him outside Ghana. He would need an ECOWAS Brown Card. If Eja went to Enterprise Insurance, he would be issued the Brown Card, which is an international motor insurance certificate required to visit other countries in the West African sub-region. Under the ECOWAS Brown Card arrangement, Enterprise Insurance will cover Eja against third-party liabilities while he's in Cote d'Ivoire. Now, assuming Eja, driving to the stadium in Abidjan, unfortunately knocks down and kills Aminata's goat. I tell you, his thoughts will not be about goat light soup at all. Eja may not worry much because his ECOWAS Brown Card cover would compensate Aminata for her goat. Even if in the heat of the moment, Eja paid for the goat from his own pocket, Enterprise Insurance would later reimburse him upon satisfactory verification of the incident. Thinking about exploring West Africa? Rev your engine and come on over to Enterprise Insurance for your ECOWAS Brown Card. Contact us at Insurance Today at myenterprisegroup.io or WhatsApp us at 0548 231149. Happy travels.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Wake up. Good morning. Good morning.
It's Friday!
Encourage
And we did promise you a conversation with the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Well, he's here, Mr. Samuel Abu Jinapo. He's no stranger to our show. It's nice to have you back, sir.
Thank you. It's very good to be here, and thank you for having me. And good morning to your cherished listeners and viewers. These days, both listeners and viewers.
It's true. Yes. Yeah, well, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you. And we've got lots to talk about. Lots been going on in your ministry. Just yesterday, Appiatse community, the rebuilt Appiatse community phase 1 was launched. You were there with the Vice President for that. We certainly want to learn more about that, as well as all the other things going on in your ministry. So we've got a big conversation ahead of us. Why don't we get started? I mean, yesterday we saw the pictures, the images from Appiatse. Phase 1 successfully launched. There were a few members of the community who were worried about full completion of the project. They were talking about access to water and so forth. Have all those issues been resolved?
They've all been resolved. Kojo, thank you very much. As you know, the tragic event which took place on 20th of January 2022 in Appiatse was one that shook the country, and not just the country. I think it caught even international attention. Al Jazeera, BBC, and the rest all reported on it. So it's a major catastrophe which we never anticipated, and that called for some very important actions. And I think the government took 3 major interventions. The first one was to bring immediate relief to the people of Appiatse, the victims. As you know, we lost some lives, about 16 or so lives, and we continue to express our condolences to the family. And so the president sent the vice president to Appiatse. I went with him to assess the situation and the usual relief items, not more this, that. But once that was done, you then had to take some certain steps. The second important intervention we had to take was to ensure that the entire health and safety protocols or framework of the mining sector was fit for purpose, which is why I continue to be very grateful to Professor Richard Amankwa, the Vice Chancellor of the George Grant University of Mines, who was gracious enough to spend quality expert time and expertise to chair a committee to dig into the entire health and safety protocols of the mining sector. And I should say, by and large, so far so good. I mean, what he did is proven to be very useful. He brought a very comprehensive report, which the Minerals Commission and the ministry has been implementing up to date. So that was the second intervention. The third one was how to resettle the victims. And initially what we did was that we liaised with the Catholic Church, and they gave us a hall where we put them, we housed them temporarily. And then we erected tents with NADMO. And of course, if you know the climate of that place, it rains heavily. Even yesterday it rained. So once the rains were setting in, we needed to get them some permanent temporary accommodation. And then we had to liaise with FGR, Future Global Resources, which is a large-scale mining company in that area. And they had some uncompleted buildings which we refurbished and then housed the victims there. Then the big question came up, how to build this community, how to rebuild this community. Of course, a lot of questions will arise. Where do you get the money from? What technology do you use? What model do you use? How do you go about it? And so I took the view that we should set up an implementation committee. And we did constitute an implementation committee, which had membership from across the spectrum, LUSPA, AESL, the Architects Association of Ghana, and then my deputy minister then, Benito Usubio, who himself is a surveyor, a professional surveyor, to chair it. And we had the committee, the implementation committee. Then you then have the issue of the money. Where do you get the money from? I call on Auntie Joyce, the very respected senior stateswoman, Dr. Joyce Ayi. Initially, she felt that, given her stage in life, how was she going to run around? I said, please, I need your help. I need you. I need somebody of clout, of stature. When people are bringing their money, they are certain that they are giving their money to somebody for safekeeping and who will spend their money properly. So she agreed to do it. And look, I mean, within days, weeks, months, people trooped in to donate, and we raised sufficient funds to be able to deal with this matter. And I took the view that government or the ministry should have nothing to do with the expenditure. Excuse me. In other words, we were not to be the spending office. We were not to get involved whatsoever in any penny which will be spent on the reconstruction of this building. Auntie Joy is also was extremely scrupulous. She got KPMG as their consultant, and KPMG developed a financial model how they were going to go about spending the money. And at every point in time, there was auditing, vetting, and the rest. And here we are. We've built 124 housing units, ranging from 1 bedroom to 7 bedrooms. First class. You should go and see it. First class. Roads are first class. Sanitary facilities, first class. The water harvesting system is one that has been done in a manner that is sustainable. So because the place is a rain, heavy rain enclave, and therefore the water harvesting system has been done in a manner that is sustainable, and is green concept. Everything about the community is green and is sustainable, because the president actually charged that. President Akufo-Addo charged us to try and build this as some sort of a model Ghanaian rural community. And I mean, in all humility, I feel so proud that we've been able to deliver this.
Forgive me. So what I was originally asking about was the water issue. Was there a water issue that got resolved?
So far as I'm concerned, it should not be a water issue.
So they do have access to water?
Yeah, they should have access to water, because we work closely with the Ministry of Water Resources, and water, electricity, street lights, roads, sanitation, market, first-class school, playground, landscape, literally everything you can think about in a township, you'll find it there.
Okay.
And in fact, I mean, this is phase 1, and phase 1 is really more or less, we've built the Appiatse community to a point where everybody who lives there will have accommodation. So this is standard. Everybody, I mean, the lawyers will say restitution. We are restoring them as much as possible to their original state, or even better. So we counted the houses that got destroyed, the inhabitants, and as it is today, when they are relocated, everybody, if you had a 1 bedroom, you have a 1 bedroom. If you had a 2 bedroom, you have a 2 bedroom. If you have a 7 bedroom, you have a 7 bedroom. Now, there were other buildings which were destroyed partially. We sat down with them, we negotiated. They said, no, don't build, don't repair for us. Give us money, we will repair our homes ourselves. We got professionals to do the valuation. They've since been paid. Phase 3 is coming up, because when the plan was drawn up, the plan was drawn up to make the community bigger, the township bigger. So these additional houses are going to be houses that, if you want,
others can move.
Others can come in. I mean, it's not going to be people who used to live in Appiatse and who got displaced who are going to have these houses. I mean, we're having a bigger township.
So the bigger township, is there a demand for it? I mean, what is going to drive people to this community? Have we done all that, all those analysis?
Well, they've done all those analysis, and I think the point is that if you know the place, the Appiatse is in 2 parts. You have one side of it on this side of the road, which is what has been built, and which is what existed originally. We're now having the third phase, which is going to be on the other side across the road. And my understanding is that that part of the development is going to have a lot more of local economic infrastructure, if you want. So, like a rural factory or something, garri making, processing, structure, tie and dye sort of thing, and so that the people who will come and be involved in this can also be housed, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
So how much did we spend on phase 1? Do we have enough money to carry out the other phases?
Well, I anticipated this question. Well, first of all, I'm not a spending officer. First of all, I didn't raise the money. I'm not a spending officer. I think in due course, Auntie Joyce and Co will come out and publish their accounts and inform the country how much was raised. But I think some, I don't know, an amount, I don't want to speculate, but considerable amount of money in terms of the contribution, almost about 100 million cedis, I think. And also remember that in the process, we did impose an administrative fine on the company at the center of this explosion, Hagsam Company Limited. I believe you recall that. We imposed a fine of, I think, $6 million $6 million, yes. And the president directed that $5 million of that money should be donated or contributed to the Appiatse Reconstruction Fund. So that money too is available.
Oh, so the fine has been paid?
Oh, fully.
But are we prosecuting anybody?
Well, we didn't have that advice, no. That particular chapter is closed, and that's why I say it's an administrative fine. And the second question, which is that, do we have sufficient money? Do we need more money? Yes, we do need more money. I think the fund still needs more money, and so people can contribute. And some companies did made some interventions which I think were remarkable. So I wish I had a list here. I mean, I don't know if Cletus can help me. Which is that there were companies who stepped forward and said, look, we are not going to contribute money. We'll build a hospital, a clinic for the community. And they did that. Some people say we'll build a market. If I get a list, I'd like to mention.
Let me just ask you, now, the original design, okay, first of all, who approved that design, and the original design, how much was it going to cost us to rebuild the community?
Well, see, the design was put together by very respected Ghanaian architects under the auspices of AESL, the government agency responsible for architectural drawings. And as I was explaining to you, I think the concept was really driven by more of green technology, climate and the rest. You will see, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but you will see that they use bricks.
Yes, it's just behind us.
Exactly, yes. They use bricks. So there was nothing like painting, and then they used the roofing was also such that you wouldn't need much air conditioning. You wouldn't need air conditioning at all. I mean, you wouldn't need any cooling facilities or any cooling intervention. I mean, the roofing is been done in a way that will cool the room and all that. How much was to cost to build the original? Yes. I have to check that out, but I don't have the exact figure here.
But the committee ran these figures by you saw it?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, a lot of it was run purely, almost 99% by the fund, Dr. Joyce Aye's fund. I was very deliberate about it. There's no concept of anything having to go through chief director or director of finance or minister. Strictly, they raised the money, they spent. And she's been thoroughly scrupulous.
You didn't have anything to do. The ministry didn't have anything to do with it.
The spending.
I mean,
or even the budgeting.
As in evaluation of anything that went, everything was done by them, solely by them, and that's the end of it?
No, the ministry was very much involved in the planning of the project in terms of the drawings, as well as in terms of the execution. As I said to you, I set up the implementation team, and therefore everything to do with the implementation, the Benito Usubio committee, I was actively involved. I must have visited Appiatse for almost 10-15 times, and they must have visited there almost 20-30 times. I mean, implemented. But the point I'm making is that when it came to money, I insisted that the fund,
public accountability.
Why not?
Someone should be keeping an eye on.
Why not?
The
Why not? And that will happen. That will definitely happen.
What we were even trying to find out was where we started from. What was the budget we started from? How did we cost this whole project before the fundraising began? What was their target? Would that not be something that the ministry was dialed
check
in
that
on?
Out for me.
Okay, we'll get that information.
For you.
Yes, we'll get that information.
No, shouldn't be a problem at all.
Okay, so everyone has moved in after the launch, or will that happen at a later date?
I think there will be a process. I mean, the assembly the district assembly and the project committee will take it up and make sure that people. But I expect that they should begin to move in from today. That's my expectation.
Right.
And I intend to follow up on that today.
And the properties have been pre-allocated. Everyone knows where they are moving in already.
Very much so. You should take a visit. It's awesome. Trust me. It's awesome. It's beautiful. It's well done. And it's extraordinary, actually.
How are the people responding? I mean, yesterday you met some of them, no doubt.
Well, I think by and large they are excited about it. But look, let's face it. I mean, what they went through, there's no amount of intervention which will, if you want, compensate them or assuage their loss and pain fully. because it's not just buildings and the rest. Which I think the next thing that I'm thinking about, which we have to try and work out, is how to help them with their livelihoods, how to help them start economic activity. Because you put them in these houses, it's all well and good, but what will they do? What work will they be involved in? They are generally farmers and so on and so forth. But we still have to find a way of cushioning them and helping them out. They've been through such traumatic times, and this, as I said yesterday, and as Vice President Bawumia said yesterday, is really a gesture of a caring government to more or less alleviate the pain and the suffering, but it cannot be conclusive. There's still a lot more work to be done.
All right, we're talking to Mr. Samuel Abu Jinapo. He, of course, is the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. He stopped by to have a chat with us today about lots of things going on in his ministry. Now, am I right in saying that perhaps the biggest or most publicly, the part of your job that has drawn the most public attention is the fight against galamsey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How's that going from where you sit?
More than Atlantic Lithium or Achimota Forest?
Well, you tell us. We'll get to all of those. Yeah, we'll get to all of those. But I'm curious.
Don't mind me.
Yeah, I'm happy to be corrected. Is that not perhaps the part of your job that
every now and again when I've been through all these storms and errors, the president will laugh at me, and then he say when he tried to organize my ministerial career, he threw me into the deepest end of the water. You have a good laugh.
Yeah.
Yes. Galamsey is really, you're right, is the most talked about, and rightly so, because it deals with our very existence, our very survival. We're talking about the river bodies of our country and the forest estate of our country and the landscape of our country. But Kojo, I think it's important that we situate the matter of galamsey in its right context. The matter we're dealing with relates to gold, as you know, and therefore people are dealing with money. And when it comes to money, it's almost like the drug cartels. People will stop at nothing, and they will do anything, everything to get at it. I try to be modest when I'm responding to these matters, these questions as to where are we with the fight against galamsey. Firstly, the effort is relentless. We're still on it, and we're taking all measures to ensure that we come to grips with the issue of illegal small-scale mining. That is number one. Number two, I know your listeners and viewers may disagree with me, and some people may disagree with me, and they're entitled to do so, and I respect that. I think the situation we find ourselves today, the culture of impunity, we've by and large been able to get a little handle on the culture of impunity, which is where people could just evade our forest reserves and just mine indiscriminately, where you had champaigns, thousands of champaigns on river bodies, mining the riverbed, and where people were just mining even in villages and the rest. Well, you will still have one or two as I speak. I'm sure somebody will take a picture of champagne on a river body, or will be aware of an illegal mining in a particular forest reserve, or a mining activity taking place somewhere, and take a picture and say, Mr. Minister, you are wrong, come and look at this. But I'm telling you, all the reports I have, both orthodox and unorthodox, and all the intelligence we have suggests that there is some sanity when it comes to that. Thirdly, we've made a very strenuous effort to cordon off the forest reserves of our country. And the 268 or so forest reserves of Ghana, the task we gave to the Forestry Commission, in some cases they work in conjunction with the Ghana Armed Forces, is generally just cordon off the forests, just barricade the forest reserves of our country and ensure that people do not invade our forest reserves and get involved in illegal small-scale mining. I think by and large, I'm reasonably satisfied with that effort. And every now and again, they get into the forest reserve, when people find their way into the forest, then they flush them out, and they are very, very, very draconian when it comes to the enforcement of the forest resources laws of our country. So yes, I mean, let me just summarize in terms of the response I'll give to you when it comes to illegal small-scale mining. Look, the history is there. It's a long-standing issue. The regulatory regime which got broke down, the culture of impunity which got ushered in, where people just mined indiscriminately wherever they found themselves. All of those things, we've largely been able to take care of them. Yesterday, I was in a community called Himan and Cobra in the Prestia Huni Valley before we went to commission Appiatse, where I commissioned an underground community mining scheme for that community, which is supposed to employ some 2,000-3,000 youth in that area. And we are rolling out and commissioning hundreds of community mining schemes, which is actually the way to go. Cordon of the forest reserves of our country, the river bodies of our country are largely being patrolled. We are not out of the woods yet. We still have a lot of problems. There's still a lot of work to do. But by and large, we are keeping our eye on this matter, and we are remaining relentless.
You described the problem as a sort of cartel-like problem, and I know there are many people who will agree with you on that. But I also know that those people will suggest that in some ways, the actions of government officials lend credence to the belief that they are part of the cartel, if not the ones running it. An example would be the Akonta mining situation. You know, Joy News through Erastus Asaridonko provided evidence in documentary after documentary of Akonta mining's activities in forest reserves, which your ministry had already flagged as, you know, unlawful. Once these documentaries were out there, your ministry said that the Forestry Commission would investigate Akonta mining. That was some time ago. The only action we saw from the Forestry Commission was that they went to the site where the crime is supposed to have happened and burnt everything. What's happening there? What's the status of this Forestry Commission investigation after over a year since it was announced?
I'm quite surprised that you've not been brought up to speed on the outcome of the investigation. Yes, the Forestry Commission concluded their investigations and brought a report, which report I acted on, and sent the report to the Minister for Interior for onward transmission to the Inspector General of Police for investigations to be conducted to ascertain whether or not there is any criminal culpability. You should always remember that the Forestry Commission does not have prosecutorial powers, neither do they have criminal investigative powers.
So what were they investigating?
They had to investigate the matters to do with the regulations relating to the forest estate of our country, and whether or not an activity in a forest reserve was lawful or unlawful.
But you had
as you know,
you had already written letters to Akonta mining,
even if you went to
telling them to stop their unlawful activity in the forest reserve.
Even if you went to the
so what was the need for a further investigation?
Even if you went to a forest reserve to harvest snails, you need a forest entry permit. That's the nature of the laws of our country. Whatever activity, even if you went to fetch firewood, you needed permission from the Forestry Commission when it comes to forest reserves. So they needed to satisfy themselves. I think the company Akonta Mining itself had taken the view that they had a prospecting license and they were mobilizing in anticipation of getting a mining lease and a forest entry permit. But the Forestry Commission took the view that prospecting license without a forest entry permit will not warrant you entering into a forest reserve, which is the example, the pedestrian example I've given about snail and firewood, and therefore they flushed them out of the place. So that's the report I had. I sent the report to the Inspector General, the Interior Minister, for onward submission to the Inspector General of Police, which is the body that will investigate a matter which portends or possibly may result in criminal culpability.
So to clarify, the Forestry Commission's investigation was to determine whether Akonta Mining had entered the forest reserve.
Yeah, was to establish the circumstances
Right.
The circumstances of to establish or to investigate the reports which had been made, the allegations which had been made. But your
ministry had already written to Akunta Mining even before Joy News went there to tell them to stop mining in your forest reserve. So you already knew that they were there. What was the need for an investigation and a report to determine something you already knew?
I came here with my counsel, and he is normally at the center of all of this. He's shaking his head. I don't know why he's shaking his head, but anyway, whatever it is, bottom line is I will repeat, and I don't need to refresh my memory or my notes or my files to be able to say this. Me as minister, if I wanted to enter Moli Forest Reserve, I need permission of the Forestry Commission. I've received foreign guests who wanted to do one or two things in our forest reserves. We needed to write to the Forestry Commission for a forest entry permit, and therefore, if there are the allegations that a particular company is mobilized equipment into a particular forest reserve, the Forestry Commission will have to satisfy itself the circumstances under which these equipment existed, or these equipment were mobilized into that particular forest reserve. But that is the work the Forestry Commission did.
Right.
And the Forestry Commission came to the conclusion that those equipment ought not to be there. And they were demobilized, and a report was sent to the police.
So why did they burn the structures at the
You mean
site?
Why did they demobilize the structures?
They burnt the structures, yes.
That had been our policy then. That had been our policy. That had been our approach. That approach is now been tinkered with a bit. It's been tweaked a little bit.
Because after burning it, now that you are calling the IGP to investigate, what is there for him to investigate? Since you've burnt the evidence.
Why don't you leave it to the IGP?
Okay. We're talking to the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Samuel Abu-Jinapor, and he's updating us on lots of things going on in his ministry. We'll have more to talk to him about, including lithium, as he mentioned, when we come back from these messages.
Wake up. Good morning. Good morning.
Imagine going to your favorite wache joint and Amalia tells you, Boss, wale is finished, curry is finished, and shit or cry is finished. So that thing can pain. Now compare that feeling to having everything you want on your wache with lay, curry, and plenty shit or peche like that. Just like that Sochi Wachi, that's exactly what Akwaba Magic gives you. Enjoy rich Ghanaian stories like the second season of the legendary Inspector Bediako, the captivating Madame, and so much more on DSTV channel 150 and GoTV channel 102. Akwaba Magic, dear. Enjoyment and kazankasa. Now available on DSTV Access and GoTV Plus. Akwaba Magic, Ghana's most loved storyteller.
Well. How is your good life?
Mine has been great, you know. My entire family and I sleep under an insecticide-treated net every night, throughout the night, and wake up feeling sound every day with absolutely no mosquito bite.
My good life has been terrific. My entire family and I, we wash our hands with soap and running water before we cook and eat, and after using the toilet, we don't play with it.
When my wife was pregnant, I accompanied her to every antenatal session. She took all her medication, ate balanced diet, and gave birth without any complications. My good life has been smooth.
Let's all come aboard Good Life and live healthy and happy. Good Life, live it well. It's an everyday thing. Good Life from Ghana Health Service and partners with support from USAID.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts as Adansi Travels and Joy FM are about to take you on an adventure of a lifetime. Imagine yourself soaring high with your favorite drive time program in the heart of South Africa. Starting from the 3rd of June, join me, Lexus Bill, and the Drive Time team as we dive into the soul of South Africa. Starting at an exclusive promo rate of $1,390, you get to choose your adventure. Whether it's the urban pulse of Joburg or the thrilling Sun City, we've got you covered. But wait, there's more. Be part of history and join us at the Legends and Legacy Ball at the Santin Convention Center, celebrating the iconic Yvonne Chaka Chaka. Call Adansi Travels now on 0595 500 817 or visit www.adansitravels.com to secure your spot. Remember, it's more than a journey. It's an experience that will stay with you forever.
For 15 years, Quick Credit has been your trusted partner in micro-lending, empowering lives, and making dreams a reality. Today, we're excited to announce a new age. Quick Credit is now Bills Microcredit. Still committed to serving Ghanaians and changing lives, Bills is here to show you that everything is possible. Join us as we embrace a brighter future. Bills, financing your needs.
In the Chest of a Woman, a stage play written by Efo Kojo Maugbe.
Hey, but you are not a man.
I am a woman, but I am not going to indulge in the fanciful notion that men have the priority on leadership talent.
You must know how you talk before us.
Join Clemento Suarez, General Ntatia, Akofa Ejani, and more at the National Theatre on the 3rd and 4th of May 2024 at 4 p.m. for the first show and 8 p.m. for the second show each day. To purchase tickets, simply dial *713*33*21# or visit Airport Shell, Bachona Total on the Spentek Road, Rocks Wache, Silver Bear Cinema at the Accra Mall, and Gold Coast Restaurant. For more information, call 054-1234-586. In the Chest of a Woman is powered by Africa Arts Network in collaboration with Challenging Heights. Supported by UNESCO, Access Bank, Caveman Watches, Horseman Shoes, Gold Coast Restaurant, McPhillis Food, York's Rent a Car, Bisabriwa Museum, and Joy FM.
Think about it. You can either go out to watch one game at your local and pay for the bumpy, stuffy ride there. Then the food. Then the drinks with a 12,000% markup. And a new team jersey cause some drunk spilled red wine all over you. Or you can pay once right on your phone and watch 42 live Premier League games over a whole month. For unbeatable value for money entertainment, there's only one way to go. Go TV. Love it.
Morning Show. You're welcome back. It's just about 9:21 and we're quite well into a conversation with the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu-Jinapor. If you just joined us, you've missed a bit. We've talked a little bit about Appiatse, where the members of the community, after some time waiting for the re-establishment of their community as promised, had the opportunity to do exactly that yesterday when it was launched. We've also talked a bit about galamsey, and the minister has been talking us through the efforts they've been making in that fight. Winston?
And talking about the efforts, Honorable Abu-Jinapor, you say today you don't have shamfans, but the unavailability of shamfans on the river doesn't take away the fact that today the rivers are polluted than they were. So?
Well, first of all, your observation about the unavailability of shamfans, meaning that the rivers are more polluted than they were. I think we should be a little careful in drawing those conclusions. You see, when it comes to the matters of river bodies, turbidity, their state of cleanliness and all of that, it's an expert area. And on a fortnightly basis, the Water Resources Commission do test the turbidity levels or the purity levels of the river bodies of our country, and so it's scientific, and so it's a question of scientific conclusion which determines whether or not a river body is more polluted now than ever. And people tend to use the color of the river body. I mean, I've been properly or appropriately advised by the experts that, even if you stopped all mining activities on our river bodies today, it will probably take you a decade or more for the river bodies to organically or naturally restore themselves, unless where you are minded to introduce chemical purifications, which is not advised. So I think we should hasten slowly.
So let me just give you, since you talked about the experts. So for instance, this is a story that was published on the 23rd of March 2024. And in that story, for instance, I'm sure you know of the Teshie water treatment plant on the Pra River, which uses water from the Pra River. Now, they talk about the fact, and in here, the regional manager of the Ghana Water Company.
When was this?
This was in 2024, March.
Okay.
March 2024. His name here, Mr. Appiatse, he says the turbidity level of the Pra was at an all-time high. Normally, at that level, we need to shut down because of the challenges that have been associated with this. He makes the point here. He says, look, and he says, when they checked it on March 19, its levels were at levels that were all-time high, and ordinarily they should even shut down the treatment plant. The documentary that Erastus Asaidonko conducted, the water levels were checked at the time. They were bad. But today, this is Ghana Water Company Limited, its regional manager, indicating that these levels are at an all-time high.
Okay, so 2 or 3 things. First, I do not suggest by any stretch of imagination or by any stretch of conclusion that the issues relating to illegal mining have been resolved conclusively. That has never been my position. That cannot be my position. That would be preposterous. It would be utopian to think that we can resolve the issues of illegal mining within this period of time. No, I haven't said that. And of course, I've told you what we have done and where we are, where I think we are, and where we are heading to. Number 2, as I said, you have to always hasten slowly when you are drawing conclusions on turbidity levels. I receive fortnightly reports on the turbidity levels of the river bodies of our country, and in some cases you will find that River Brim, the level is gone down. You will find that Pra is gone up a bit. You will find that Ankobra is gone down, and you find that Ofin is gone up a bit, or Ofin is actually escalated. The turbidity level is gone up astronomically. It's a yo-yo sort of thing. So you get the whole report, and then you sit around the table with your team. You sit around the table with the Ghana Armed Forces, the Minerals Commission, the Inspectorate Division. Then you ask the question, why is River Pra, for example, why is the turbidity level going up? You may find out that in that particular case, or in that particular instance, there is a surge of illegal mining in that area, or there's a surge of sham finds in that area. And then you devise measures to step in and flush the people out, or step in and deal with the situation. So, I'm very sure about what I'm saying. I know what I'm talking about. This is something I do literally every week, where they bring the turbidity levels of the river bodies of our country. And you find that in some cases, the level is dropped sharply. And I'll give you one final example. When the rains, for example, sets in, normally and naturally, the turbidity levels improve. It may not necessarily mean because your fight against illegal mining is making any headway. It's just probably the rains. And when the rains subside, you may find that the turbidity levels go down. It may not necessarily mean that there's a surge in illegal small-scale mining. So bottom line, we are not out of the woods yet. I will never come here to pretend that we're out of the woods. We still have a lot of work to do. There are a lot of challenges. But by and large, I believe that we've really made some considerable progress. And if for nothing at all, we've been able to exercise this culture of impunity. And we have a mechanism in place to respond to issues of illegal mining activities in our country, and we have to continue and do so relentlessly and do so without wavering whatsoever until we achieve our goals.
But someone just sent a message. Engineer Mahama says, please tell the minister that as long as I'm concerned as an engineer vested with the knowledge and experience in the environment, the community mining, whether surface or underground, with no provision of tailing dam, will undermine the surface and underground water. Hence, as long as our water body is concerned, it's illegal to me. The tailings dams are supposed to entrap the residue forever. I've seen what they are calling community mining, and if it's not drastically improved, the value is the same.
What was his name, please?
Engineer Mahama.
Well, but what I would say to Engineer Mahama is this: that look, Engineer Mahama, we sat down around the table with crack experts, and when I became minister, in all modesty, there was no framework or model for community mining. The thing about community mining was just that a group of people in a community come together, and then they identify a concession, they get a license, and they go about mining. I sat down with a group of experts. I tasked them to come up with a model to come up with a model for community mining. They worked through it, they crossed the T's, they dotted the I's, and they brought a complete model which said that we should have mercury-free gold catchers, which will be the gold catchers which will extract the gold from the ore, and which is very much in accord with the Minamata Convention on Mercury, and which means that we no longer are going to use mercury in extracting gold from the ore body of gold. So all, and then they will have to have a clinic, they have to have a gold room, they have to have a changing room. And as a matter of fact, the one I launched in Hinam and Cobra yesterday was a first-class community mining scheme with everything. In fact, they actually have a clinic or a first aid post, which the community even relies on for their healthcare needs. But look, I will take Engineer Mohammed's number before I leave you. I'll call him myself. Okay. And if he has any additional perspectives which will enrich what we are doing, we're very happy to listen to him.
On the same topic, Professor Ensua Mensah, who used to run CSIR, also messaged me and said, ask the minister if any environmental impact assessments are done before community mining starts. The effect on forests and rivers. I put it to him that community mining is glorified galamsey. Tell him even if turbidity levels improve, arsenic, mercury and cyanide remain. Tell him without fixing those, no progress has been made.
Well, let me say to the professor that first of all, we do the community mining scheme. The whole concept of the community mining scheme is that you do not involve any of these chemicals in the process. That's absolutely important. If you had mercury, if you had cyanide being introduced in the operations of community mining scheme, then it defeats the purpose, it defeats the goals and everything we are trying to do. So the first cardinal characteristic of a community mining scheme is that no chemical is introduced, and that is why government took upon itself to import 200 mercury-free gold catchers, which have been internationally sanctioned and acclaimed as the safest, environmentally sound way or process of extracting gold from the ore body and from the ore. And you will realize that even the recovery rate for these equipment is about 90% as opposed to 40% when they use the mercury. So the professor should be rest assured that we do not use any of these chemicals. It never comes up at all. And I want to very respectfully disagree with the professor vehemently that the community mining schemes we are launching are not glorified galamsey schemes. They are proper community mining schemes, which I'll be very happy to make arrangement for him to visit 2 or 3 of them, to vet them, and he should come back and give me a report. If he comes back and tells me that, Mr. Minister, these are community mining schemes are glorified galamseys, I'll take a second look at them.
Let's talk about the Achimota forest briefly. I mean, what's the status now? There's been lots of talk about revocation of EI 144. You had talked about, following the death of Sir John and his will, you said you're going to probe everything. What's happened?
Well, I think that Sir John 1 is with the special prosecutor. Let's leave it at that.
Okay.
The substantive matter, as you know, I got a team to review the entire process, as a process which dates back from President Kufuor's time. And I believe you saw the statement I issued, which was paragraph 48 paragraph statement, which set out the history, the chronology, and everything relating to Achimota Forest, which predates my era as minister. In fact, in my time, not even an acre of land was added to it. But I got this committee to review it, which resulted in us reducing the acreage from 361 to 260 and saving the state a buffer zone of 100 acres. But even that, I mean, as I kept explaining from the very beginning, given the nature of the forest, the condition precedents we insisted on when we were promulgating the EI means that to be able to even take possession of a square meter of the land which has been released to the old family, you have to go through a laborious process which should satisfy state authorities that the existing forest reserve, its ecological integrity will not be compromised. And so as we speak today, not even a square meter of Achimota forest, the gazetted Achimota forest, which has been released to the old family, is been developed. Not a square meter. Is possession of a square meter is even been taken because of the very rigorous, extensive safeguard measures we put in place. You have to go through a whole process for us to be satisfied that whatever development you are going to have, which will adjourn the existing forest reserve, will not threaten the ecological integrity of the forest reserve, but will save the country 100 acres.
So today, the Owu family, if they decide to sell, so if they satisfy all that requirement, they can sell. And they can put up structures, whatever they want to do on the land.
If they do, but nobody's been able to do that yet, at least, up to date. I don't say, I'm not...
but for many people, for the environmentalists, the call was a total revocation of the EI 144. Even the Ghana Institute of Planners had cause to complain and said, let's stop this.
Well, that's an issue of relitigating the whole matter. Yeah, because we've gone through it and we had a thorough scrutiny of the whole arrangement, which is an arrangement that I inherited, and I've been able to save. The government has been able to save the country, or has been able to negotiate, or has been able to make an arrangement where we have a buffer of 100 acres. And on top of it, the government is able to put in place sufficient measures which will satisfy the environmentalists in terms of the ecological integrity of Achimota Forest. It stays intact. The forest is there. Nothing is happening to it.
Similar situation at the Ramsar sites. Recently, the Minister Designate for the Greater Accra region was shocked at the level of development that he saw in some of the surrounding areas of the the buffer areas created around the Ramsar site. It seems that the actual protected area has been reduced, so that the areas that have been developed already can remain so, rather than reversing the damage.
Well, first of all, you will see that we have passed a new bill to regulate the wildlife sector of our country. We have a new wildlife bill which came into effect on 1st March this year. And this is a bill which had been on the before the cabinet and parliament since 2008. So it's been 15 years late, this wildlife bill. We had to take it up, dust it up, and literally just hold the bull by the horn and drag it through cabinet and drag it through parliament. We went through torture to be able to get this wildlife bill passed. And the wildlife legislative framework we had, legal framework we had before the passage of this new wildlife bill was nothing to write home about. It was not fit for purpose. It was a wildlife bill which did not consolidate the laws of our country, which was not in accord with international conventions, CITES, and many others, and which literally, with the greatest of respect, made Ghana laughable when it came to wildlife and biodiversity conservation and specially designated areas like Ramsar sites and the rest. So yes, we've been able to put in place the legal framework which is now fit for purpose. Ramsar site, was established pre-independence and the rest, and it was essentially meant as a biodiversity conserved enclave. But then again, it's also the land administration of our country, where people build indiscriminately, planning of our country, where the land planning and town planning of our country is one that we cannot rely on. And you have a situation where people just build as they wish. They build in waterways, they build at Ramsar sites, they build in forest areas, and so myself and Accra Minister Henry Kote, we went there together. We've taken very, very, very drastic steps to try and safeguard the remaining site. And
what about those who have broken the law already?
Well, we've demolished a good number of structures there. You should know this. We've demolished a good number of structures. And once you demolish the structure, then you have the other flip side of the equation. Insensitive. We are not considering the needs of people. We've destroyed a considerable number of buildings there, and we've actually done a cordoning, a zoning, where those are no-go areas. If you have a structure there, we break it down. So we're taking action on this.
Okay. All right. Well, before you leave, I suppose you might have that one message that you want our listeners to take away from this in the last 1 minute that we have? I'll give you the chance to.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Kojo and Winston, for the opportunity to have this conversation on the management and exploitation of the lands and natural resources of our country. And also to thank your viewers for being part of this, and the engineer and the professor for their insight. But also to say, look, the lands and natural resources of our country, by the dictates of our national constitution, remains the property of the Ghanaian people. I think it's absolutely important that we get that right. The president is just a trustee. The constitution is very clear. Public lands are vested in the president as a trustee. The mineral resources of our country are vested in the president as a trustee. So in the management and exploitation of these resources, we all have to be involved. And I've always taken the attitude that when people make suggestions, or when people critique, or when people make interventions, we should accept them in good faith, and we should interrogate them. And it is through that all of us collectively, we can, let me just conclude by saying, for example, the contractual framework for our mineral resources, for instance, is something that we all need to bring our heads together to get a model that works for our country. Not that works for MPP government or Abuja, but that works for our country. And the ministry's doors are open, and we are very happy to work with any and everybody in government, in civil society, in academia, experts, what have you, to ensure that when all is said and done, we have a land administration in this country which is fit for purpose and which can serve the developmental needs of the Ghanaian people in our state, that we manage the natural resources of our country which inures to the Ghanaian people, who are the true owners of these resources. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you too. And of course, that is Samuel Abu Jinapor. He is the he's the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Thank you so much.
And say hello to the people of Damango for me.
That's right.
Say hello to the people of Damango for me.
The Honorable Member of Parliament for Damango.
December, they should have pity on me.
We'll be right back.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.
Dive into a new era of news consumption with myjoyonline.com, your go-to destination for cutting-edge journalism, giving you the most credible stories from business to politics and from sports to entertainment. Myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com.
You worked hard for your money, and DSTV gives you a whole lot more for a lot less than you think. Instead of one takeout dinner, how about treating the family to a whole month of the best entertainment with DSTV? From thrilling sports, blockbusters, captivating series, to entertaining kid shows, we have it all.
Totally awesome.
And with DSTV Stream, you can watch on the go.
I'm here.
Plus, you can choose a package to suit your pocket. There's a whole lot more to enjoy for a lot less than you think with DSTV.
Super Morning Show.
Right, this is the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And this morning, we've been telling you all the time about this trip to South Africa, where Lexus Bill will be hosting the drive time in South Africa, and how you should be a part of it. Well, a friend from Adanse Travel is here, Bernard Edisi, who is marketing manager at Adanse Travels. He's joined us in studio. Bernard, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Winston. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, such a pleasure to have you. I mean, one of these days we have to do another trip.
Definitely waiting for you. When
you're
ready.
Waiting for me. Yes. I'll be ready soon.
Great.
Well, let's talk about this whole, Adanse Travels SA Tours with Drive Time. What's the inspiration behind taking Joy FM Drive Time program outside the shores of Ghana and to South Africa?
Well, Drive Time is very huge.
It is.
And the audience for that program is not just in Ghana, outside the shores of Ghana. We have a lot of listeners. So we felt that there was a need to bring this well-loved program closer to the doorsteps of its listeners outside the shores of Ghana. And this time we're taking it to SA.
SA, South Africa. So let's do this. Walk us through this whole travel package and everything it entails.
Well, at Adanse Travels, we recognize the fact that people have different preferences and budgets. You and I, we wear trousers, but we have different pockets, isn't it?
Yes, we do.
We recognize that very
you may like it big, I may like it
exactly.
Tightening.
So pockets vary. Yeah. So what we've done is to curate, different package options to be able to meet the needs of individuals. So we do have a Joburg Oli package, so for those who want to enjoy the bustling city life in Joburg, visit iconic attractions in Joburg for 5 days, you pay $1,500. But because we love our listeners so much, I'll be announcing a special package.
There's a package?
Yes, there's a special
some discount in there?
Yes, there's a discount in there. So if you've heard about the Apartheid Museum, if you've heard about Vilakazi Street, this is a very prominent street that has given birth to two prominent people, Mandela and then Desmond Tutu. So we have exciting attractions. For those who love to shop, you can go on shopping at the various malls and buy all the designer brands that you need, from SA. So we have the Joburg Oli package for 5 days. We also have Joburg and Cape Town. So for those who want to perhaps stay a bit longer, 7 days, we have that package for them as well, and they can be able to enjoy the beauty of Cape Town. Perhaps you've heard about Table Mountain with all the aerial cableway. You can be able to enjoy that. And if you love your wine, you can visit the Cape Winelands and enjoy the best of wine.
I did the last time I was there.
Oh, really?
I mean, I was with you in 2022.
Oh, great.
Yes.
I'm sure you did enjoy it.
Oh, yes, the wine was good.
Very good, very good.
I brought some to Ghana.
That's good to hear. And then we also have the Joburg, Sun City. For those who love leisure, they love entertainment, you can go for the Joburg Sun City package. And if you want to explore a bit more beyond, South Africa, you can also choose the Lesotho and Joburg package for 7 days.
Great. Abeg, tell us about the promotional rates that you have, because you've already started by indicating there are some nice packages. Tell us about the promotions.
So the package is all inclusive, which means that it includes your return flight, your accommodation with breakfast, and the various store attractions that you'll be visiting. All for $1,500 for the Joburg package. But because we love your listeners so much, we're giving them up until the 15th of May. If you book now, you get to pay $1,390 instead of $1,500.
So you are giving us $110.
Exactly. Just because we love you so much. So you can book now till the 15th of May, you pay $1,390 for the Joburg package instead of $1,500.
So how can they book now? I mean, it's I mean, since you're telling us we can book now, even
package that we've put together. So you can call 053 100 8550 or 059 817 to book and secure your spot now.
Again?
053 500 817.
And so for those who want to get onto this trip, are there any requirements? I mean,
I'm sure last year you heard about, the visa waiver from the South African government. So currently you don't need a visa to travel to South Africa. All you need is to pay the package fee and you're well along to go with us.
So that's all?
That's all you need. That's all you need. So just call the numbers that we have given and then we'll sort you out.
Fantastic. Look, folks, you need to be on this trip. What would you tell them finally, Bernard, for those who are undecided, they are considering why should they be on this trip?
Well, when you buy this package, exclusively you get a ticket to also attend the Legends and Legacy Ball on the 8th of June at the Santon Convention Center. Yvonne Shaka Shaka is going to be performing, Creme Promise is going to be performing. So the package includes a free ticket to be able to attend this event. But let listeners know that, traveling with Adansi Travel is not just a trip. It's an opportunity to build, business connections.
Yeah.
To network and forge friendships. So you get to enjoy, traveling with us. Our mission is to deliver memorable experiences. And that is what we seek to do on this trip. Convenience, comfort, you're well assured of that because you leave it to us to handle all the logistical arrangements and then you can relax and enjoy the trip.
In fact, let me say this, you can definitely relax with Adansi and enjoy the trip.
Certainly.
It's just that the June doesn't work for me personally. I'd have been there with you.
So starting the 3rd of June, we're going to roll out this package. The drive time will be on the 7th of June, live from South Africa. So if you're an ardent listener of Drive Time, this is an opportunity to also meet listeners of Drive Time in South Africa.
So, I mean, tell us the time from 3rd June to what time? I mean, the trip.
So we have different packages, as I mentioned, starting from the 3rd of June. If you choose the Joburg package, you'll be there for 5 days. If you choose the other packages I've mentioned, you're going to be there for 7 days.
Bernard Edisi, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for hosting me.
And Bernard Edisi is the marketing manager of Adansi Travel. So, folks, you know what to do. What's the number again that they can call?
All right, so the number is 053 100 8550 059 5500 817.
Those are the numbers.
And really, you don't need to be told twice, okay? Johannesburg from the 5th till the 10th of June, starting from $1,390 per person. You could do Joburg and Cape Town from the 6th to the 13th from $1,790 per person. Or Joburg and Sun City, 4th till 11th of June, $1,690. Or Joburg and Lesotho from the 4th till the 11th, $1,750. Okay, don't forget the Legacy Ball is also available from the 8th of June at Santon Convention Center. You get to see Yvonne Chaka Chaka and others. So listen, call Adansi Travels on 0531 008 550. AdansiTravels.com is the website. Go and secure your spot. Feel life's beauty with Adansi Travels and Joy FM in South Africa. Wait, Raymond, say waiting.
You look like a forestry officer.
Oh, why?
Yeah, they are the ones that wear the green like that, you know.
Oh.
That's yes, I've been looking for it. Yes.
So now you got it.
Yeah. With just $10,000, I can attend all of the things that you actually mentioned.
Oh, simple
I can spend my entire month and more in South Africa.
Yes, less than $10,000.
$10,000 per.
Less than.
I don't want to
$10,000
per.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
This is
no.
Each package is about
no. Hold on, Raymond. Okay, so let's do the this thing, the Venn diagram. Let's do the Venn diagram. Some will circle. So Joburg here, Joburg there.
Okay.
You see?
So we distribute $6,000.
Yes. So,
but how about the ones I will share to people, friends and family?
That one is your
as
own
a man
Father
of the
Christmas.
masses, I have to buy things and share.
Yes, your own Father Christmas budget to take care of that.
Okay, that will be interesting. Well, I mean, I'm not looking at the dollar the city company because city they majority. Me say my bros, city, no. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, money is speaking. Now, Mother's Day is here with us again in the month of May. If you are thinking of the best experience to give your mother, wife, sister, girlfriend, or landlady, that's very important. Look no further. Yeah. If you don't give the landlady that thing, she will create child who is coming from the US. They'll sack you soon. So join Clemento Suarez, General Tatia, Akofa Ejeni, and Edina Matachi. And more for a special pre-Mother's Day theater experience at the National Theatre on the 3rd, that's today, and also tomorrow, which is for the very first show at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Let's not get it wrong, each day. So first show is 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. On the second show. Yes, every day. It's all about In the Chest of a Woman stage play, which is written by our very own Efo Kojo Mangbe and produced by Africa Arts Network. Come, let's dive into a world where power, desire, and resilience collide, as in the chest of a woman. It explores the depths and complexities of womanhood, revealing that within every woman lies not just the physicality of her being, but a potent force yearning to be unleashed. In the Chest of a Woman is not an extension of the breasts and the feeble heart, but a flaming desire to possess and use power. To purchase tickets, simply dial 713*33*21# or visit egotickets.com or the Express Pay app. The various locations where you can also get tickets are Airport Shell, Bachona Total on Spinters Road, Rocks, Wate, Silver Bed, Cinemas at Accra Mall, and Gold Coast Restaurant. Don't miss out. Purchase your tickets now. For more information, 0541 234 586. 0541 234 586. In the Chest of a Woman is powered by Africa Arts Network in collaboration with Challenging Heights. Yeah.
Well, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited says, look, if you want any of their your home of office essentials, equipment, and furniture at affordable prices, all you have to do now is just log on to kingdomstoreonline.com and they will arrange delivery to your home and office within a reasonable time. They offer free delivery within Accra and Tema. Accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions ever apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
All right. Well, it's been a wonderful week with you. We've enjoyed ourselves.
Wonderful Friday.
Yeah, well, the weekend is here now, so let's go get some rest, and we'll be back on Monday with even more on the Super Morning Show. But stay with Joy until then. On behalf of the team, thanks for listening. My name is Kojo Yankson. I'm the morning man.
Winston.
Raymond Aqua.
Ah, yes, he was here too.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
listen.
got him again.
All right, enjoy your weekend. After all,
It's Friday!